Good morning, everyone. Welcome to YouGarden TV. Rebecca Edwards, how are you?
I'm very well, are you?
I'm very well, thank you. My name's Dan. Aye.
It's not Adam, it's not Sean.
No, bless them. People have got to go on holiday.
Of course.
People have got to have birthdays, apparently.
Absolutely. Adam's, if you're watching, he's got a big birthday coming up. Happy birthday to Adam, please.
Absolutely.
I think it's this weekend. It's this weekend, isn't it? He's celebrating this weekend.
So we're starting early.
Yeah, why not?
Which is fair enough. So thank you for having me. My name's Dan. Hi there. There's so much on this show. Now, I've done bits and bobs over the years with YouGarden, but this has changed since I was last here. I'm sure you regulars will know all about this, but if you don't, on all orders.
Yeah, everything. So we used to have to get our baskets to over £40 in order to get that free postage, but actually you can just come in and buy one thing. If that's what your budget allows you to do this week, you are welcome to do it. It's free postage on everything in the potting shed, everything that we've selected for the YGTV show. Indeed,
and they've all been very specifically selected, haven't they? Because perfect for this time of year, or what's just about to happen for you in spring, or what's super popular right now and you want to get the best price. What
you can be doing in your garden right now as well, because obviously I know we're going to hit what most people consider to be, peak gardening season, but we often talk about how there are things that you can be doing in your garden all year round. So we definitely bring you things that you could be planting in your garden right now, or is going to look amazing in your garden at this time of year.
Indeed. Now, anything you want to see, for example, you can comment on Facebook, you can comment on YouTube, you can email us. There's a tablet now.
Yeah.
I know, they have to unplug something to plug that in. That's why the heater got unplugged to plug that charger in, which is fair enough after all. But details will be on the screen. But there is still an offer code.
Yes.
Isn't there? Now, why do we need that offer code?
The offer code is what unlocks everything. So it unlocks the free postage, first of all. But if we've got saving on anything, it will unlock that. If we've got double up deals, it will do that. If we've got a buy one, get one free, it will do that as well. So it's really important with every single order that you enter the offer code that you can see on the screen right there, YGTV0725. It does change on a weekly basis.
Yep.
The codes normally stay live for a couple of weeks, so if you're catching up, because you can catch up on shows, if you're catching up, you can use old codes, but basically we hide the show once the offer expires. But yeah, this is this week's code. There
you go, so everything. So if I order more than once in a day, just make sure I do, because I'll get free P&P. So
always.
Maybe I watch the whole thing and you're watching live right now, or Bex just answered a question for you on the mimosa or on something else, and you're like, right, I'll do that. But then afterwards, this afternoon, you think, oh, I've seen this, or I spied that on TikTok, and I'll go on YGTV, I can order again, code again, free P&P again,
so
etc.
easy to do. You can place this, we're here for 3 hours, so if you see something you like, in 10 minutes, you can place that order, no postage cost. If then you're still watching in an hour, you see something like, place another order. There is no negative impact to the viewer for placing multiple orders.
Use that code. We can hear you chatting away already in the chat room. Thank you so much. And the emails are open, ygtv@yougarden.com. Obviously, for questions or just to say hello. We do love a photo, though.
We love photos, absolutely. So the email address is where to do it. I just love looking in people's gardens.
You do?
I do. I'm nosy. I like looking at people's gardens, but I think as gardeners, we like to see other people's, spaces, because then it gives us ideas and inspiration. So I think it's a really important thing to do. And do you know what? I just love showing off. So I like showing my garden to people too. When it's looking all right.
When it's looking all right. When it's not so much. Right. Should we wander this way, team?
Yeah, shall we? Should we say hello to the chat? Hang on, let me just say hello to chat.
Oh my gosh, are we going to chat and walk?
Chat and walk? Oh my God, walk and talk.
Walk and talk.
Can we do it?
Do that. Yeah,
Neil is in. Good morning, Neil. He'll be dipping in and out, because obviously it is Thursday, so we know he's busy at work, but he does nip in and out and watches us, so thank you, Neil. Christina, nice to see you back in the chat. Hello to you. Olwyn, she's saying good morning as well. Grimmy is there, and Werner. So some lovely regular names in there. We love anybody to join in there. So if this is your first time watching, or you've never chatted in the chat, you are more than welcome to join us in the chat. We're a friendly bunch, so don't be put off by us.
Even before you get to know us, we're instantly friendly. It's really good. Right, we're going to crack on. I know we'll come back to other bits and bobs, but there's even more to show you. So as the show goes on, these tables will change, etc., and there'll be even more to keep bringing forward for you. In front of us here.
Yes.
Choicier,
yeah, White Dazzler. Stu's saying in my ear that Grimmy's got this one.
Oh, yeah?
He's got a couple of these, I believe. Has he? Is that right, Grimmy? Let us know. Yeah, this is the Choicier White Dazzler in the 15cm pot. So a really nicely established one already. This isn't a 9cm, it's a 15cm pot. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, which is a really important one.
Yes.
For gardeners, or for even non-gardeners, for somebody who's just starting their gardening journey. Something that's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit is a real, reassurance for you to know that this is a proven performer. And I can tell you, Choiceers are amazing performers. There's a few different varieties out there. I think they're all fantastic. This one is really, really beautiful. It's known as Mexican Orange Blossom. And that's because once those flowers appear on here, and they will appear sort of later on in springtime, April and May, the scent that you get from them is delightful.
There's definitely a fragrance now, though, unless it's just subconscious in my head.
Nose? Maybe it's
I shoved my face right in it earlier. There's a little something, I think.
Oh, yeah, there is, actually.
Yeah, a little something.
Oh, yeah,
dormant, starting to come through.
Once those flowers come through, though, you will be amazed at the scent that you get from them. It has that lovely sort of sweet orange scent to it, that lovely orange blossom. But what I love about Choicer is that you have evergreen foliage here. It's really tough. It's winter hardy. It likes a sunny spot, but it can actually cope in a part shady spot as well. And I like the way that it grows because it doesn't get too unruly. You might get the odd weird straggly stem that grows out of it, but in the most part it grows in a really nice compact way. So it's really easy to grow, easy to maintain. A little trim every now and then keeps it nice and sort of compact and bushy, and it's just incredible when those flowers appear. So yeah, I love it as a border plant. You could grow it in a pot if you wanted to, though. So if you're into your container gardening, you could actually grow this one in a pot. It doesn't get too big, probably about maybe 1 metre by 1 metre if you let it go. But if you kept it in a pot, obviously, you'd keep it a bit smaller. You
know what I really like? You proper practice what you preach here in the potting shed, because the compost it's in is the compost that I spy over there.
Anything we pot on, anything
I recognise it because the little green balls in there. I know we'll talk more about it later as we're going on. So your item number to get hold of yours is 511002. They've all got an item number top left of your screen. On the website, YouGarden.com, by the way, is where you can spy everything on the show. You saw it's worth $14.99. You're now getting 15% off, right?
Yes,
if you are in the club. That's also not necessarily new to you guys regulars, but for me lurking in every now and again, it's now 15% off, $12.74 rather than $13.49. So there's even more saving by being in that YouGarden club. And make sure you keep that club up for renewal, because the price that you pay at the start will stay at only £10, for example, if you're ordering right now. YouGarden.com is where you go, but YGTV is where you shop for free P&P, etc., etc.,
Absolutely, yeah. You get the best prices from the whole YouGarden range by watching us on YGTV, basically.
And you know what? It's so impressive about that is, so of course you can still look on the there's so many tools and furniture.
Still amazing deals.
Have a proper browse around. But even if, for example, the next one we're looking at now, the fire starter, even if that, which is available outside of YouGarden, YGTV, there's P&P attached. Purely by shopping with it with that code on the screen, you then get free P&P. The exact same time, same packaging, same delivery. You don't get an inferior product because you're getting free P&P. In fact, the packaging and postage is the highest of priorities here, isn't it?
Well, it has to be, because we're sending live plants out to people, so it needs to get to you first of all quickly, but also safely. And if there is ever an issue with an order, we always say, please let us know. We want to fix it. We want you to come back, and we want you to buy from us again. And sometimes there are problems, but don't let that put you off. Get in touch with us. We'll sort it, we'll fix it, and then we'll make sure that you are a happy customer, because that's the most important thing.
That is the point. Right, let's talk fire starters, can we? A set of 3 in front of us here.
Now, I love a GM. I think GMs are just, they're awesome, okay? And I really particularly like this one, because what you've got here is lovely sort of red semi-double blooms that are going to appear from here. And Dan's just showing you one. I'm going to grab another one. I'm going to have a little root check here. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Stu's just saying, we never pre-check them. I haven't taken any of these plants that are in the potting shed out of their pots. I know I don't need to pre-check them because I know the quality of what we send you. That is definitely a rooty beauty, isn't it? So
a rooty beauty.
A rooty beauty.
Is that did you make that up?
I think.
What is your catchphrase? There's a catchphrase, is there?
Well, there's rooty beauties, and there's also raring to grow.
Raring to grow.
It's raring to grow.
Yeah, I get you.
And it's a rooty beauty.
Just dropped it in there, didn't she?
I forgot you haven't been here for a while.
Not for a little while.
No, I love a rooty beauty.
Yeah, I get it. I think with a catchphrase, Bex, in my experience, which I haven't got one, but off of the telly, you kind of need to build to it so everyone at home knows you're going to say it. And then you're like, and at home they're like, a rooty beauty.
I need to work on my delivery, I think, then.
Imagine you're like a professional wrestler.
Okay, yeah.
And you get it, mic drop it at the end.
Rote beauty!
Sure. No?
Right, moving on.
Yeah.
So you are going to get 3 of those. And
Yes.
what I really enjoy about GMs is that you get this sort of mound of foliage and then these flowers just pop up out of the top. And the flowers on there actually last for a really long time as well. So these sort of come out, I mean, they should be coming out for you around sort of April and May time, but they keep flowering right the way through the summer. And these can go right the way through into sort of October. I would deadhead. I would definitely recommend deadheading because that absolutely helps you to encourage those blooms to come through. I did it with my GMs last year and I failed to keep on top of the deadheading and then it went quiet for a little while and then I went and gave it a good deadhead and they all came back again. So if you can just every now and then go out, deadhead a few, it'll just keep those blooms all the way coming through. It invites those friendly pollinators into your gardens as well and it's a hardy perennial. So no extra, winter protection needed here. Just plant this into your borders and you're going to love them. They can get quite tall. They can probably get, those flowers can probably get up to maybe 60 centimetres in height, but the mound of foliage stays nice and sort of compact and it will spread. So each one of these will spread by about 40, 50 centimetres. So give it a year or two, let it get going and you'll have that lovely clump of foliage and those beautiful flowers.
So you're getting all 3 for basically half price, right? I'm seeing there you're saving £19.
Yeah,
that's of course before adding your club discount on top of there. Your P&P is included with the code. And to pop it in your basket, search for GM, search for Firestarter, or grab the item number 561291. Right?
That's all right.
Got it. Well, everybody.
You're on it.
Gardenias, here we go. You've got the hardy kind. This is very pretty.
Okay, so yeah, this is the important thing. Okay, this is going to be our top tip for the show today.
Okay.
I mean, one of them because we've got lots of them. But yeah, we're behind this one because first of all, it's in a 2-litre pot.
Right.
Now we brought you the collection of the hardy gardenias before, where you get the 3 varieties, and they're in the 9-centimetre pots, and that's beautiful.
Okay.
But right now we are bringing you the Climbs Hardy variety in the 2-litre pot. Now, it's important because gardenias tend to be quite slow growing, which is a benefit for a lot of gardens, particularly if you've got small spaces. You don't want something that's going to take over and get too big too quick. So this is fantastic. But maybe the 9 centimetres is just that little bit too small. We're bringing you one that has been grown on that little bit further in that 2-litre pot. And it is the hardy variety. Gardenias used to be tender. You couldn't, that you couldn't just plant them out and leave them. Whereas these gardenia will be hardy to about -10. So in most areas of the country, not an issue at all. And in, when you're getting really severe cold weather, a little bit of winter protection needed. Really give them a good mulch or something, and that will make the difference. But it's fully hardy down to that -10. You get amazing evergreen foliage on here. I really like how sort of glossy the foliage is. It's got a real sheen,
really striking,
a real shine on it. And it looks good all year round. So let me just tip that for you so you can see. Look how glossy that is. Isn't that amazing? But it's when those flowers appear and the scent that you get from gardenia, it is used in a lot of perfumes. The scent from gardenia is so amazing that it is the base fragrance to some very expensive perfumes, in actual fact. I adore the scent of it. They're very, very strong. Sweet, lovely, strong scent you get from this. And those flowers will appear for you in summertime, sort of June, July, August time. Oh, George is in the chat saying these are gorgeous. Thank you so much,
Morning, George.
Yeah, we think they're really pretty as well.
Lots of people saying hello in the chat on Facebook, on YouTube as well. We can see them both. Of course, you can email away to us as well at YGTV if you wish to email us. Of course, you can do. But yeah, 510530. If you've got it, let us know. If you haven't done, you want to ask about, or just going to, of course you can. But that code on the other side of the screen will get you free delivery and all the other discounts contributing to that product. So YGTV 0725 to order. YouGarden.com. You go to the website, YouGarden.com. You can make a phone call if you want, they're very friendly.
Yeah.
But on YouGarden.com, and you click on Live Now, that's where this show lineup is. You can watch there, of course. You can see there from YouTube. You haven't got to if you wish. Imagine putting that on your big TV if you've got, well, of course, a smart TV, you can cast it that way if you wish to. But you can see everything there. But then through that live page, all of the products have been specifically popped together for this Thursday's YouGarden show to then get free P&P. So there's the gardenia. Then you'll find there the fire starter. You'll see the heavy duty pots are back. You'll spy the rose tea. Rose tea?
Hybrid tea.
Hybrid tea, sorry. So all sorts, even you can get ahead of the game. You can get ahead of us and away you go. But as you can spy there, by joining the club, extra discount. Do you have an offer code? I do. Today's offer code is YGTV0725. Apply the code and away you go. And then you press checkout. And that, of course, club membership will last you for a year. Auto renew if when that price goes back up, you'll still pay your £10 today.
That's it. You lock in the price that you bought your club membership at. Just don't let your membership lapse. Don't let your auto renewal lapse, and make sure that your card is up to date and things like that. Because if it lapses, you have to start again.
Here's the thing. My mum is a member.
Is she?
Of YouGarden.
Oh, you told me this before.
Yeah. She didn't know about YouGarden TV. So we were sort of talking the same conversation, but very different languages.
Right.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I do. She's like, you do some gardening. And I was like, well, on UGTV. She's like, oh, I shop with YouGarden.com. It's really good. Like, she's got the catalogue.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, same thing. And I was like, oh, do you put your code in? And she was like,
what code?
What code? And I was like, Jean. Anyway, so she's now doing it
Is she?
that way. Yeah.
Lovely.
So even though she loved it anyway, didn't realise you can get like free P&P, for example, or gifts, or whatever it happens to be.
No, I want to get it out there so people know about this.
Yeah.
We're doing our best to get everybody to know.
Come on,
so
Mama.
yeah, I'd love it if we could get loads of people in here. There's loads of YouGarden customers that have no idea what we're doing. We're trying to get the message out to them.
Yeah. And also, if you're on TikTok, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oof, there's a very cool machine over there that, hey, it's ticked up again since we've been in here.
Yeah.
Just, I never knew that thing existed.
You have to come and join us on
I
TikTok.
mean, we'll show you when we get over there. Nevertheless, anyone in your chat you want to say hello to?
Yeah, loads of people. So Simon is in the chat. He's saying good morning, specifically saying good morning to you as well.
Bless you, Simon. Thank you.
Yes, it's nice to have Dan in here. Grimmy was saying...
Yes, I said...
Yeah, all right. It's
nice.
It's nice. Grimmy says he did get the Choicea, but he got the Tonata, so last October, because they say there's a few different varieties, but he got the Choicea Tonata, and then he came in later on and said, I also got the Gardenia collection as well. So he's got the triple pack in there. Who else is in there? Everyone talking to each other, which I really quite like. They all say, good morning, you. Good morning, you. Hello, you. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I love that they all talk
to
each other.
Answer each other's questions.
I know, it's
about
brilliant.
Something. That's the ultimate, isn't it?
I love it. George, yes, George in the chat saying those gardenias are gorgeous. Yeah, Simon's saying good morning to George. Olwen is saying good morning to George. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining the community. It's brilliant.
No, are you looking on YouTube there or Facebook?
Yeah, this is YouTube. Stu keeps an eye on the Facebook chat for us. But Facebook's a little bit quiet at the moment. But if you're watching on Facebook, join the chat. Say hello to Stu. He'll pass the messages on to us.
Yeah, you're watching, but you're not commenting.
I haven't checked your emails. Shall I see if there's anybody sending any emails?
Go on, check your emails.
Alison, I can always rely on you.
Ah, OK.
Thank you, my lovely. She says, please can you change the show page? Yes, we've done it, my darling. Thank you very much for noticing. Stu's on it. It's been done now. So you can go onto the show page on the website and it will all be updated. Apologies for that.
I'll tell you what, people don't miss a trick.
Oh, and Grimmy.
I
know, it's brilliant. Grimmy has come in and said, I'm watching on my smart TV. I love it. Well done, Grimmy. We like that. Yeah, if you've got a smart TV, you know where you go into the apps and you'll watch iPlayer and YouTube.
Yep.
Shut up.
You know when you put a video in, that's how you're talking. And you can put the code in. Do you remember in the Reader's Digest when it was like you had to put in a code of when the...
Do you remember searching for holidays on teletext?
No, I never had to do that.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, you're a bit younger than me.
I mean,
we used to go on, you'll remember, right? You had to go onto teletext and you'd search for holidays. That was the internet before the internet. It was amazing.
I remember playing like Buzzy Bee or something on CFAX.
You're a child.
No, I like seeing the football results come in, playing the pools. Bamboozle. That's exactly what I mean, Stu. But you were saying about looking on your smart TV I interrupted.
So if you've got a smart TV and where you go to watch iPlayer and Netflix and places like that, there'll be an app called YouTube, and obviously you can just go in there, type in YouGarden, it'll bring us up, and you can watch it on your smart telly like it's real normal telly, which is brilliant, isn't it? Karen's apparently just sent in a catchphrase.
Have you?
Is it on YouTube?
Right, let's have a look. Karen, thank you so much.
Karen,
it's terribly exciting. What do you say?
I think there's a few catchphrases courtesy of Dan. For free P&P, shop YGTV.
I didn't say that, did I, Karen?
Apparently you did.
Karen! I didn't even know what I was doing. Right, for free P&P, shop YGTV.
Yeah, for free P&P, shop YGTV.
Karen, I'm definitely going to forget, but I'll do my best.
Ruth says, I got a Climbs-Hardy gardenia, just one, might get another. Well worth it, absolutely. And Ruth is also saying, teletext on ITV, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a thing. You used to go on there and...
Put the page in, 105.
It was a nightmare. But it was all we knew at the time.
Was that
It's all we had.
I know we're meant to be moving on. I know we are. I know. But was that the internet?
Well, it was the internet.
In my ears, like, no.
But it was... don't explain it,
No, don't steer, no. But like, CFAX, it felt like the internet, right?
There was no internet then, so yes, it was what we had as... It wasn't the internet, but it was what we had.
How was it on my TV? How did it get on my TV?
Oh, you need to talk to Stu about it.
I don't want to talk to Stu about it, because he... What was in the picture the whole time?
The teletext was hidden in the TV picture the whole time.
What? What did he just say?
He's going to talk really complicated tech stuff now.
Teletext was in the picture?
The whole time.
What picture?
I don't even understand.
When I'm watching EastEnders, it was there, was it?
About.
He's saying yes at home. One, at home, you're probably like, crack on, guys.
Come on, talk about
There's more I want to see. But also, has that just bamboozled your mind like mine?
Yes. This is why I don't talk to Stu about tech, because he thinks it's easy, and it's not. It's easy for him, it's not easy for us.
Remember, for free P&P,
shop YGTV.
Sean Ryan will love that. He'll be on his lounger now, on the Queen Mary. Oh, you're drinking a mimosa. That's coming up in a second. Shall we talk agapanthus?
Yeah, it's popping off in the shed right now.
Here we go.
We've got agapanthus popping purple in the 3 9cm pots. Now, we adore agapanthus, don't we? We love agapanthus. All the regulars, you know, this is my year. This is the year I actually make my agapanthus flower.
Right.
It's happening this year.
Okay. What are we doing differently?
We've all got a nemesis in the garden.
Okay.
Agapanthus is my nemesis.
Okay.
But I'm not going to let it win. Right, know what I've done wrong. So, agapanthus, a fantastic flower. This one's a great one. Only gets to about 2 feet in height, about 60 centimetres in height. Whereas we've got the other one, the Africanus, the big one that'll get really tall. This one's only going to get to about 60 centimetres. I adore the flowers on agapanthus. They're like a firework display.
They look tremendous,
They just look amazing. Expensive as a cut flower, really expensive as a cut flower. But you don't need to buy them, you can grow them in your garden. Now, when the buds are there, they are really, really quite dark purple. Okay. And then they open up into this lovely sort of violet purple colour. Yeah, it was a bit like, what was it called, Blackjack, wasn't it? That won the RHS Plant of the Year a couple of years ago. And obviously it sold out really quickly. I think it's available, but this is really dark in colour, so almost as close. Yeah, you could probably tell people it was Blackjack and they wouldn't necessarily know the difference. But this one's spectacular in its own right, to be perfectly honest with you. Now, they need a little bit of protection, so I wouldn't necessarily plant it out right now, but I would get hold of it right now. Okay. I might keep it on a windowsill somewhere, I might keep it in the conservatory, or I might keep it in my greenhouse and then plant it out in a little while. But obviously getting it now and pot it on, you can get a head start on that one. I deadhead the stems to encourage new blooms to come through. I say I do. I've never grown one because I'm struggling. I would deadhead the stems. That'll encourage more blooms to come through. And, oh yeah.
Oh!
I love the roots on these. They're really chonky, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this will flower for you right in summertime. So June, July, August, September, they're going to flower for you. And then in winter time, just a little bit of winter... Oh, I've left a root sticking out the side.
Just tuck in.
There we go. In the winter time, just a little bit of protection. So my mum, who is good at growing agapanthus, she just gives them a really good mulch. She sometimes wraps the pot in like... what's the word I'm looking for? Bubble wrap.
Yay!
Hey, so it sounds like she uses bubble wrap and wraps the pot up because it really helps to protect them. You know, they're not the most, they're not ridiculously tender. They just need a little bit of extra protection.
I'm getting like a bit of like aesthetically wise, like a bit of an allium vibe.
I can see that,
like
yes,
because
you get the nice tall,
and then very focused at the top. I think if that's your bag.
They're nice and sturdy stems as well. That's the important thing to say. I mean, if you're going to plant it somewhere where it blows a gale across the garden, it might suffer then. But you don't need to stake agapanthus. They're really nice and strong, sturdy stems.
There you go.
I like 3 of them as well.
That's a good job.
It's good because that's what we're getting.
That's what you're getting. You say you're getting a big monetary saving as well, like £13, £14 off, even more in the club, free P&P. Let's not forget, if you're using the code YGTV0725, I say if, please do, just because you'll get free delivery. 560-963. I know we're moving on.
No, we've got a joke first.
But what's made you... Oh, an Agapanthus-based joke. We'll stay where we are.
George says, why did the Agapanthus bring a ladder?
Why did the Agapanthus bring a ladder? I don't know.
Because it wanted to grow to the occasion.
Okay. She's like, remember that. That's up there with your, what did you say, ready to grow?
Ready to grow. Raring
to grow.
Raring to grow. Well done, George. Thank you.
How excited is Bex for spring? She's so excited she wet her plants. That's in my ear.
I like wet my pants.
Huh?
Wet my pants.
Yeah, but...
Plants.
Plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You look like you didn't get it.
No, I said plants.
Okay, just checking.
Oh, do I say this, Stu?
Stu's just saying loads of jokes now.
Did you hear about the gardener who made loads of money? What leaves?
Collecting leaves.
Collecting leaves? He's raking it in. It's a good job I didn't say raking leaves, because that would have just ruined it, wouldn't it? The wording. Turns out the delivery and the wording of a joke is important. Who'd have thought? Right. Can we
talk about plants now, then? Can we talk about some plants?
We've got to. We can stay where we are.
Okay, we've got the beautiful strawberry tree here, and I really like this one because this one's going to create a nice, interesting focal point in your garden. What you've got are these lovely evergreen leaves on here. They're kind of serrated around the edge, not to the point where they're sharp and they hurt you, but just like a nice little bit of interest with the serration around the edge of the leaves there. It is evergreen, which is perfect. It has the Royal Horticultural Society badge, which says it is perfect for pollinators, and it absolutely is. What you get are flowers and fruits. How cool is that? So flowers are going to appear for you later on in the season, and then you also get these really weird and wonderful looking fruits.
They're brilliant, aren't they?
Lovely sort of orangey red globe-shaped fruits here. They ripen in autumn from the previous year's flowers. Important to know so that you prune at the right time.
That is a flower?
That's the fruit.
That's a fruit, sorry.
It comes from the flower. So the flowers are little white flowers that appear in sort of later in summertime.
Oh, okay.
And then you get the fruits that appear on there as well.
But we're not eating that fruit?
Well, we're not. I mean, you can, but it doesn't taste particularly nice.
Okay.
They're edible, but they're very, very sharp
checking.
tasting. So generally we use them, as decoration on the plants or for wildlife to have. I do know that you can make preserves and things out of them, but you're probably going to have to add a lot of sugar. It's probably going to be a vat of sugar going in there. Okay. No, it's a focal point, I think, more than anything.
They're beautiful,
It's a decorative, interesting, evergreen, winter hardy, down to -10, that sort of tree. And it can get nice and big as well. We are talking several metres. We're talking potentially 6-8 metres height and spread here if you want it to. Of course, you can maintain the size. You can keep it a bit smaller. You can even grow it in a pot if you want to. But if you've got a big space in a border somewhere, you can let it grow. Put it in sunshine though. Make sure it's got a nice sunny spot.
Let it grow.
Let it grow. Let it grow.
Yeah, there's something. You must have done that before.
Let it grow.
Okay, a few times, fine. Okie dokie. £7 off, free P&P available. Let's get shopping right now. A lot more to show you, but let's quickly recap after all of what we've just seen and pop these items in your baskets. The choice here is here. This is that one I was talking about that's in the compost already, as many of them are. Talk more compost in just a second. But to get all of yours, there you go. It shows you perfectly the discount in the club now is not 10%, it is 15%, so £12.74. Use the code YGTV0725. It's on your screen, and you'll get free delivery on this item, 511002. That's for the White Dazzler. After then was the GM Firestarter, the triple pack for you. Beautiful, really iconic flowers, little grows on this one. £19 savings, so a couple of pence off, 50% off. Whether you're going to plant them together, maybe you're going to separate them up. Together I think so one, but it's completely up to you, of course. 561219. The Gardenia. That hardy gardenia is available for you. This is hardy, this is evergreen. It's in that 2-litre pot now. There's already a fragrance to it. 510530. It is our top tip for the week, ready to go. There's a certain exotic feel to this with that flower, isn't it? YGTV0725. That code goes in every single order that you make this week, because that code will give you free P&P. And you'll get £2 off anyway. Everybody else will get a further 50% off there by being in the club, and anybody can be in the club. Agapanthus. What was that punchline to the tree? Ladder? Wants to grow to the occasion. Okay. 560963, the pop in purple. Yeah, I do enjoy that. 2122. Maybe I didn't get it. 2122 is your discount price there, but really, really striking, as Rebecca was beautifully describing there. Beautiful lilac purple finish to it. 560963. And you just saw it. The strawberry fruit with those really interesting, almost like serrated leaves, but not sharp in any sense, just purely by the look of, with those strawberry-esque fruits on top for decoration. But again, that is in a large 2-litre pot, 510323. Much more on the way. The heavy-duty pots are on the way. Lots more florals
yeah, they're back in stock.
On the way. Yes, they are. This is something that we spend a lot of time talking about, but also there's a lot of this used out there in the nurseries. And it wasn't always the case. It's now available for everyone at home.
Yeah, for sure. So it used to be the compost that we just used at the nursery. And we use the best compost at the nursery. Obviously, our business is growing plants. So of course we have to use the best because we want the best plants. So our head gardener decided, actually, we get such good results with this, we'll make it available. So look, it's been a while now, probably a good 15 years that this has been available. And we have so many regular customers that come back time and time again. In fact, I placed an order yesterday. Just remembered. I did put an order in yesterday. I've got some tiny Pampers that I'm going to pot up. So I bought myself 2 pots and I got myself some compost so that I'm ready to pot those up.
Ready to go.
So yes, I'll use it in my garden as well. And I know all you regulars, thank you so much for all your comments. You know how good this is. So I'm really talking to anybody brand new at the moment who's never tried our compost in the past. Because those that have used it come back and use it again.
The reviews are there. We'll have a look at it.
Yeah. There's loads of them. I mean, it's the item we sell the most of at YouGarden. And it's the highest rated. So let me tell you a quick bit about what's in it. So you'll be able to see from the texture. It's a really light, airy texture. In actual fact, I think it's a bit unlike any other compost that you will have used in the past. The look of it, the texture of it, you'll open it up and go, this is odd, but in a good way, okay? Because the texture is really important for root development. Roots need space to grow. I know this better than anybody with clay soil in my garden. There are things that will grow in clay soil, but it really slows them down because the roots have to fight to get through the clay, whereas this, there's space, there's room for them to do it. And what that does is it allows them to form a really nice, strong root structure. Strong roots, better plants. Simple as that, you know, bigger, better, healthier. So that composted wood fibre that you can see in there is what loosens up that texture. It also helps to hold on to the moisture and also allows for even water distribution, which is really important as well. We've got peat in here, but minimal amounts. It's a specially formulated blend of 3 amazing peats. You've got dark, you've got white, you've got renewable sources of peat with the sphagnum moss. But what we have done is really reduce the content down, and we've been doing that for many years. So we've got minimal amounts, but maximum results. We've still got those amazing benefits. There's a slow release fertilizer. The green balls that you can see when you go through that compost, that is a slow release feed, a specially balanced slow release feed that will then give your plants the nutrients that they need in order to thrive and survive. It's pH balanced, so it's right sort of just left of neutral, which is the perfect place for the majority of your plants to live. Things like gardenias, blueberries, azaleas, rhododendrons, they need ericaceous compost. We've got that on the website. Go get that. Everything else, your house plants, pretty much the majority of things you plant in your garden, this is the compost that they want to be in, and you need to give your plants the best. I know when we look at a plant, it's all above ground, and it's really important what's above ground. But what's above ground comes from below the surface in the compost. So you have to use the best compost to get the strong foundation, to get the best plants, the bigger flowers, more flowering, the longest flowering ability, the ones that can deal with the really weird differing weather conditions that we get in the UK. You know, we get 4 seasons in one day. There's a song about that.
There is. The crowded house.
Crowded house, we get all of those changing weather conditions which can affect the plants, but if they've got a nice strong root system, they're more likely to be able to deal with it.
Now listen, we'd love you to come to YouGarden.com and purchase, obviously, the compost, which you can. People who don't know anything, like my mum used to, knew nothing about YouGarden TV, would come to the website and order theirs. There's P&P, potentially. By ordering it on YGTV 100125 and using the code... code There's no extra postage on top with this?
No. I mean, we did always have free postage on this one anyway. Our bagged products do tend to have that. But yes, you are likely to pay postage on the website. You don't pay that here on YGTV. And you can buy you can multi-order if you want to. In fact, if you want a lorry load, we could even sort that out for you as well.
There's lots of lorries outside. They're ready to go. The reviews are incredible. Over 500 of them for you, available for you there. This person here from just the other day. In fact, this is from yesterday, isn't it? Or maybe the day before. We buy this product every year as it is so good. Plants thrive and are stronger when planted out. That is 5-star reviews. Another one there, haven't used it yet, but simple to order and free delivery, plus arrive quickly. Just need the weather. Oh, wait, no, don't just need the weather. Yes, they're even better offer than I got, but I will wait a little longer next year. But much better by paying the garden centre delivery £10. Listen, people have to get it to you somehow. I appreciate that. So £10 seems quite good for 100 litres of something. Free delivery here. Another 5-star super compost. I always use this one. Delivery free to my door as well. I bought the compost before and found it worked well. I'm happy with that. You know what? Any review that says I'm happy with that, like literally that's why you come back and order the same thing.
Yeah.
If it wasn't what it was said, you wouldn't have Florida Plus deliveries. It wouldn't be the sort of thing you recommend because it has to get changed. X, Y, Z. You know that, so you can get hold of yours. 100251.
100125.
What did I say?
251.
Oh, sorry.
It's on the screen. It's right. It's gone.
Ah,
but the numbers are right there.
It's right there. Right, the gardenia is hugely popular today, and the leaves are so leaves. Flowers are beautiful, Bex.
I love the flowers on here. I mean, they almost don't look real, do they? I think there's something sort of almost crafted about them. But it's not just the way those flowers look, it's the way they smell. That's going to be the most important thing on here. Plus, you're getting that lovely evergreen foliage on there. Really nice, glossy evergreen foliage. And I like the fact that this is a really compact plant, as in it doesn't grow too big or too quick in actual fact. At full size, we're probably talking maybe 60 centimetres, so a couple of feet height, couple of feet spread, which makes it perfect for putting into sort of mids of borders or keeping in pots. And I do recommend that because actually you can move that pot around and have that fragrance, you know, wherever it is that you are in the garden. I mean, having that next to your little seating area during the summertime, if you've never smelt gardenia, I really want you to get yourself a gardenia plant because it is just divine. There's a really expensive perfume which I coveted for a long time.
Lynx.
I now... No.
No? Oh.
Lynx is banned in our house. No, I do now. I've got 2 young boys, so I'm like, no.
No, thanks.
No, I do now have it because I was a very lucky lady and it was bought for me as my Christmas present. So I have a lovely, and it's gardenia base, and it is, it's divine.
You can have that fragrance around your home or in your garden, whatever you fancy. There you go, details are on the screen, 510530. There's a buddleia in front of here, which I love. If you love things like unique or a little bit different or really attractive, or to add like a, not shock value, I don't mean that, but something different in your garden, I think here we are.
Well, buddleia tricolour, because you're getting the 3 different colours. Sorry, I'm just kicking the
kicking the box, fair enough.
Now in here you're actually going to get 3 colours of buddleia. We know buddleia, we see it a lot, it's quite a common plant, but generally what you'll see is the purple colour. Now yours is going to be the best one. So if loads of people in your street have already got a buddleia, you can have the one that everybody's going to talk about. Look at it. How cool is that? Now, it's actually 3 plants that have been sort of skillfully grown together in the same pot. They're mingled together. Now, you might think that that's going to cause problems, but it doesn't. It's not overcrowded in there. It's going to be absolutely glorious. And this is the sort of display that we are talking about. So you've got the lovely purple, the kind of classic one, but then you've got the pink included, and you've got that creamy colour, and they're all just going to mingle in and grow together. It's known as the butterfly bush. Can you guess why?
Why? Butterflies love that bush.
Butterflies love it.
That.
Absolutely. And last year was a pretty rubbish year, apparently, for butterflies.
Oh, bless them.
So we actually, you know, it's a really good thing to have in your garden, something that's going to... We always talk about beneficial pollinators. It's not just about, you know... it's not just about making the plants in your garden better. It's about, you know, helping the wildlife. And I think as gardeners, we're very conscious of those
there's a reason why,
like
beautiful gardens or vibrant gardens or live gardens, you see a lot of animals or birds or butterflies and insects. Like, it's a natural habitat for them, which
100%. We want all of that wildlife and the whole range of it in our gardens. Even the slugs and snails can be helpful to us in our gardens.
Here and there.
Not eating all our plants, but yeah, they can be helpful. They bring the birds in who'll eat them, and the toads and blah, blah, blah. So we need that wildlife in our gardens, and this will bring all of those butterflies in, and hopefully you'll get a range of them going on in your garden. It's in... Oh, we need to say goodbye to George.
Bye, George.
Got to go. Apparently he's dropped another joke.
Thank you for joining us. George, you're very welcome with
before
jokes.
George disappears.
Absolutely.
And then I'll carry on with this one.
Okay.
Hang on. George, why did the gardenia break up with the daisy?
Right, let's have a think. Why did the gardenia break up with the daisy? Am I not going to get it?
No.
Okay, why did the gardenia break up with the daisy?
Because it wanted something more blooming serious.
Fair play. You go, gardenia.
I don't think they're specific to the actual plants.
Okay.
I think you could...
You could replace with whatever you want.
This is the thing. You're looking for the joke with the particular plant. But you could do it with any plant.
So we could repeat this all the way down.
We could repeat it on everything, yeah.
Just for something more blooming serious.
He said, that's it for me. Have a great day, everyone. Looking forward to trying my new compost.
Hey.
George, have you never tried the compost? Oh, I'm so excited. If that's
happening.
your first purchase of our compost, please let us know how you get on. You've probably gone already. Maybe you'll come back in and watch on catch up. If you're watching on catch up, please tell us how you get on. Obviously, the results will talk for themselves, but
I wonder where he's gone.
I want to know how you feel about it.
Going to work.
So yes, thank you, George. What's going on here?
What is going on here, Rebecca?
Alwyn said something. Alwyn, you're not being... She made a mistake. What did she make a mistake on? When you let your membership lapse, I'm so sorry. You will lock in the price now, though, so you'll lock in the price that you pay for your membership now.
£10 right now.
Yeah, keep an eye on your membership. I need to do it as well. So check your cards. Check when your cards are going to expire, because if your card expires, it will make your membership lapse. So make sure you're keeping an eye on when your card expires. Call customer services, they'll update it for you.
Okay.
And that means you'll keep your renewal going.
So there we go. But 15% off now.
Yeah.
15%
15%. Like it used to be 10, now you're getting 15.
Did. That's why it's
really
like,
worth it.
The odd weird number like 1444 isn't like a typical number you're expecting, but that's because it's like 15% off. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's going to go even lower, isn't it? Anyway, 510-198 and all things Buddleia. Were you going to mention anything more about Buddleia?
No, I was just going to say it's really easy. It's really hard to kill a Buddleia. If you kill a Buddleia, I think you should be given an award.
That's the sort of thing that's like the name of a novel. It's really hard to kill a Buddleia.
To kill a Buddleia.
And like, don't mess with cats, whatever it was called. Like, it's really hard to kill a Buddleia.
It's really hard to kill a Buddleia. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. People have done it, but it's really hard to do it. So I'm just trying to show you how easy they are.
Details have moved on, Bex.
Oh, sorry.
Details have moved on
That's
the screen.
What he does to me when I keep
talking.
talking.
Charles Lamont is on the screen right now. Same price as the previous, though. To be fair, these are pretty already coming through.
I love this. So this is on my list of what's going into my new garden when I get one. When I get my new garden, I'm definitely getting Charles Lamont. I'm also going to get the, what's it called? Is it New Dawn? Or am I thinking of the Rose? No, not the New Dawn. There's a viburnum called Dawn. It's just Dawn, isn't it? Not New Dawn. I was thinking of the climate. Yeah, I want both of those viburnums because what I adore is, well, the flowers look really pretty. They flower on bare stems, first of all. I love anything that flowers on bare stems. There's something about it. It really does speak to me. A nudiflorum, so to speak. I don't know, maybe the flowers really stand out. Maybe it's because it's happening in winter time, and I think that's really brave.
Stems. I've never heard that.
Bare stems.
Oh, bare stems.
Bare stems.
I've heard that. I was like, oh, a burst stem. That sounds exciting.
Bare stems. But the fragrance...
Bare stem, mate. Okay.
The fragrance that you get from these is... I mean, that is delightful. You're not a big fan, are you, of flower smells? But that, I think, is absolutely
Not as much as...
gorgeous.
I think just in general. I don't think I've smelled anything in 20 years.
Don't you think that's lovely? Can you even smell it?
Now, putting my snout in a bag of salt and vinegar crisps. Now we're talking. That hits the right spot, doesn't it?
Or the bacon cooking.
Or in a big bag of like randoms, Roundtree's randoms. The smell of that.
You're a sweet fanatic, though, aren't you?
Yeah. Peter, make that happen. Randoms.
I love this.
But no, I really appreciate that.
And look, this is the size that you would be receiving, okay? So it's in the 3-litre pot. I wonder if I can get this out of the pot. Hang on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I can. Check it out. That, my dear,
I see the little green balls.
Is a rooty beauty.
That is a rooty beauty.
Rooty beauty, raring to grow. Get it in your garden. It's fully...
Oh, I thought it was going to be another one off the back of that. Get it in your garden. Needs to rhyme with grow.
I don't know. We'll work on it.
Okay,
Let's work on it.
That was nearly it.
So it's a really, and it's fully winter hardy, okay? So this one requires absolutely no winter protection. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. And can I just point out to you, because obviously it is bare of its leaves at the moment, but you've got a big buds that's opened here. There's another bud that's going to open there, and it's going to open into the wide buds that you can see. Bud. There's buds everywhere on that plant. So you're still going to get some absolute gorgeous joy from this year, but then next year it's going to get even better, and it's going to get bigger. And this can get really big in your garden if you let it. You can plant this into a border. I love viburnum. There's loads of different varieties, but particularly I'm really into Charles Lamont and Dawn, which we've got available as well.
Stu did finish.
Did he?
The whole verse.
Did he? It's a rooty beauty. It's raring to grow. Get it in your garden.
Enjoy the show.
Ah!
Yeah? Write
Okay.
that down, someone.
I've logged it. That's going to be my new catchphrase.
Exactly.
There you go.
And next time when you're with Stu, or
Adam or Sean, I'm just going to come out with it.
Just start building it,
I know.
and then throw to them for the last line. And they're like, what?
What?
And you're like, oh, God, don't even know. Don't even know what I'm saying.
Nathan's come into the chat. What does he want to know? Stu says he's checking the website to see if we've got any.
From East Coast Tropicals.
He says, if anyone has any sunshine, please post them to me.
Right, yeah.
I'll pay anything. It's so gloomy here. Yeah, I know.
But it is.
I'm getting bored of it now myself.
But it is getting lighter. I notice in the morning on the school run, it's lighter. The pickup, it's lighter.
It is.
So
no,
the
definitely
daylight is coming.
It is exciting. It got to sort of 5 o'clock and it was still light outside yesterday.
When do the clocks change? Because then it gets dark again.
We looked at this. It's end of March. Am I right? It's
okay,
end of March.
so month and a half away.
It's not long. 6-7 weeks, something like that.
Might coincide with Mother's Day.
Oh, that would be nice.
30th of March, isn't it?
Is it? Is it a Sunday? It's always Sunday, isn't it?
Is 30th of March Sunday?
I'll be here.
I think.
I'll be here, I'm sure.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
Waiting.
I'll be in the potting shed. Yeah, sorry, Nathan, we don't sell sunshine, so it's not on the website, it's not available. But I'm hoping we're going to get some very, very soon.
It's on pre-order. Right, 510709. Should we talk roses, please?
Yeah.
Now, I was really impressed by how you explained to me how these roses and the tea rose, what it looks like compared to large. Can you explain that again?
You
impress me every day, Rebecca. But just your explanation was really clear for me.
Yeah, I love hybrid tea roses. I mean, I do love all sort of, I've really got a bit of a passion for roses. I'd love to be able to have just a rose garden. I'd love to have a big enough garden, just have a whole section just for roses. But hybrid teas, I think, are the special ones. These are like your Valentine's roses. That's just around the corner, isn't it, Valentine's?
It's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Get your card.
Oh well. Oops.
Definitely love you, text.
No, we love the hybrid tea because they're like your Valentine's flowers. So when you buy flowers for Valentine's, you're buying roses for Valentine's, it'll be a hybrid tea rose that you're buying.
Right, like
because
iconic.
they are the lovely, long, straight stems with the single flower up at the top there. Now, hybrid teas tend to be, and I'm sure there's a few exceptions, but hybrid teas tend to be the higher scented, the most rose smelling, but also larger flowers.
Okay.
So it very much depends what you want. If you're a rose lover, you kind of love all the different types of roses.
Yes.
But this is, I think, that extra bit special there. And that's what you're getting in this collection. You're going to get 5 hybrid tea rose bushes. Now, oh yeah, and a free gift.
But a big free gift.
It is a big free gift. So you're getting a big bag, the 750-gram pouch of the Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster. Doesn't have to just be used for roses, by the way. This is a feed that you could use for anything in your garden. That is worth £14.99 on its own.
So that takes your price down to a tenner.
Yeah.
For 5 better
if you look at it that way, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
so £2 a root if you look at my 5.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? And you need it. It's not like it's something random being chucked in because you've got lots of it.
No. This is really good. So it's got all the NPK in it. It's got all the little trace elements that you need for your roses. I mean, it is specific to roses and it's got a specific blend in there, especially for roses. But it will work on everything else in your garden, so fruit, for veg, tomatoes. You can use it on your shrubs and things in your garden as well. So you can top dress with this. So you take a little sprinkle of it and top dress any existing plants. Just then mix it into the surface. But then when you're planting your Glamour Rose your hybrid tea rose collection, you can put this into the planting hole so it gets into the roots, and then it will really help that to develop and grow really quickly. So you're getting 5 of them. They are all labelled. I've got one that's out of the packet here, but that's how they're going to arrive to you. And you can see that actually they've got all of the colour tags on them, so you can see the different colours. Just in case
that's really
you
useful.
are colour coordinating your garden, a particular planting scheme, you know which colour is which, so don't take them off before you've decided where you're planting.
That picture looks like they're like baking. I know people make out of like sugar.
Oh,
sugar
yeah,
craft
sugar
and that
craft,
kind of thing, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Like so perfect.
They really are perfect. This is what they're going to look like when they come out of the packet. And this is what a bare root is. This is... Buying a bare root, rose or any other plant gives you really good value for money because you're not paying for the pot, you're not paying for the compost. You're not paying for the time that it's taken for somebody to grow it on, look after it, water it, feed it, do all those things. It's cheaper to ship, of course. There is an environmental impact here as well. So we are thinking environmentally this is a better thing to do because you haven't got that extra weight. And it's really easy to plant a bare root rose. There is only one extra step to planting a bare root than there is to taking a potted plant and planting it. Yeah. Soak it. Just put it in a bucket of water for, I would say, a good 4 hours. You could even leave them overnight, give them a really good soak. In fact, Sean told us a story. As regulars, you'll probably remember, he had some bare root roses, and I think he really underplayed the amount of time he left it in a bucket of water for, because he was like, oh, it was there for a couple of weeks. I think it was lots longer.
Hey, fine.
Just judging on how I know him and how he's telling the story. Anyway, it was absolutely fine. I'm not recommending you do that, though. But yeah, it's fine. You can soak them. It gives them a really good drink, wakes them up, and then you plant it exactly the same as you would.
Is it going in the ground, or can it go in a pot?
You can do either, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got roses in the ground, and I've got some that are in pots. Some are a little bit more suited to growing in pots just because they naturally grow a little bit more compact. But you can pretty much contain the size of anything you grow by putting it in a pot.
Right, yeah.
Bonsai.
Yep.
Weeping willow bonsais. Weeping willows, great big...
Yeah.
People bonsai those.
Okay.
So you can pretty much contain the size of anything you grow by containing the size of pot it's in. It needs a little bit of extra work. You need to trim the root balls and keep on top of the watering and what have you, but you can.
There you go. So it's really what works for you. So if you're thinking, like say, I haven't got a huge garden, or maybe you have, or not much space, or maybe just a pot and it's on a patio, for example.
Yeah, containers. Yeah, absolutely.
You're available for you. So, what?
I was going to say, sorry.
What?
Non-stop colour for months. This is what I love about roses, because they start flowering for you. I mean, once you get them, and you will get roses off these this year, by the way. You will get roses off these this year. Obviously, they will need to establish, and they'll get better next year and the year after, but you will get roses in the first year. And they flower for ages. I mean, mine start sort of, end of May, June time, and they're big flowering. You get flushes off them. They go right the way through to October. But actually, just depending on where you live in the country, I had roses still in November and December. Only a couple. On my Arthur Bell, which is a really established one. And actually on the menopause rose, that kept going a little bit as well. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to take Arthur Bell. I won't be able to dig Arthur Bell up. I'll have to start again with Arthur Bell.
Dig stuff up now.
I can't. It's too... no, I'm leaving. I'll leave Arthur Bell.
Okay.
I've got my menopause rose, and I've got... what was that one that I really loved the other day, Stu? What was it called? Double Delight. Yeah, I've got Double Delight. She's beautiful. Anyway.
But they're all in the ground. That's
I can take those in the pots.
Oh, okay.
No, those are fine. They're fine.
Quick.
Dig
everything up.
Dig it up.
We dug up a tree when we moved.
Did you?
From Baston to... Yeah.
Wow.
Did
it survive?
Yeah, it went from the ground into a pot.
And then into the ground again?
No. I think it died in the pot.
Did it die? You didn't look after it?
No, it got attacked.
Did it?
Yeah.
By dogs?
No, I don't know what it was actually. It wasn't happy. Oh. But it was in like the windiest, most exposed spot on Earth. Yeah. So
it's quite a traumatic thing. I mean, it's totally doable, but it's quite traumatic for plants being ripped up out of the ground.
It was very much a last minute, like, we want that.
Well, I want that.
We'll have you. Although we did move the tree, boring story maybe, from over there to over here in the Baston house. We did move it within the garden when we first got there. Yeah. And it was absolutely happy as Larry. Yeah. It was then we put it into a pot and then didn't look after it. Our fault. Anyway, right. 530211. Yes, that is when I was living opposite Peter, who's
our head gardener,
yeah. Should have known.
Yeah.
Could have asked him what to do.
Peter, knock, knock, knock. Can you help me out here, please?
We live and learn. That's what it's all about. We share ideas. Anyway, 530-211. That is the deal of the week, and you get £15 worth of like feed and booster included in there. The code to get free deliveries on the bottom part of the screen. You can spy it there. YGTV0725. YGTV0725 on this show lineup.
Yes.
That's what you get the free delivery with, just purely by popping in a code. The end.
Yeah, that's all you've got to do. Amazing.
Next to here, we've got the Verbena.
Love this plant. Absolutely adore Verbena bonariensis. So I know that it was Sean's favourite last year.
Okay.
It's definitely right up there as one of my favourites in the garden as well, because this is just super easy and very classy. That's what I like about it. It grows tall and willowy, and I always say that's what I wish I was, tall and willowy.
You are tall.
I'm not. People think I am. I'm not. I'm only 5'6".
Why do people think this? Like,
I don't know.
I'm
I think
people.
it must be the way I carry myself, or the fact that I'm always wearing heels or something.
Maybe.
I'm not.
Yeah, I always thought you were
Yeah, no, I'm not.
at all.
I'm actually Diddy. Verbena bonariensis grows to this...
Is that why you throw such good party? No,
this lovely, tall, willowy plant, and it does it in the first season as well. You get a pack of 3 of them.
I'm not tall.
And
I'll have you know, thank you very much, I am not.
In the first year, this will get to my height, probably. Maybe even a little bit taller. It's amazing how quick. You'll go out every day and you'll see it growing. Like, you go out, it's grown another 10 centimetres. It's incredible. You get these lovely purple flowers on there as well that pollinators adore. They really do like this one, so you'll get bees popping around all over that one. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's perfect for pollinators as well, and it's a plant that you can see through, so it really plays well with others. It's not bully. It plays really nicely with the other plants in your borders. Herbaceous borders is the perfect place for it.
Now, we know one place where it certainly is. Now, if you ever go round to Sean's estate, you go past the initial house, and you go on that big, long drive, you'll see the maze on the left, go past that. The West Garden, at the end of there, you'll see this.
Well, this edge of my patio looks a little bit severe and harsh, I think you'll agree. But if I take you around this side, I actually planted last year Verbena bonariensis, and I just love this because you still get the view, but it softens the whole border, and I just adore these like pom-poms of purple. And it's a massive one for the pollinators as well. You get so many bees just dancing around here. But Verbena bonariensis, it's often known as a transparent plant, and what it does, it really highlights other plants in your beds and borders without dominating. You can always see through it. You've got these lovely kind of, I always call them like plants that look like they've done Pilates, because you've got these long, lean kind of stems and side stems, and there's these little purple pom-poms on the edge of every one. So they never block, they never dominate, they never overtake, but they complement all the other plants in the garden. Now, these are in full flower right now. Last year, I let them go to seed. I want to show you what's happened. So if you come and take a look down here, I mentioned that I let these go to seed last year. They look really attractive during the winter, but look, there are now hundreds of mini Verbena bonariensis. Look, loads and loads of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig these up and I'm going to plant them all the way around the garden. So imagine what I've got here. I can have the other side of the patio, and then I really want, that border's a bit dull over there, so I'm just going to plant dozens of Verbena bonariensis, and I think it's going to look great. And all these plants were free just from the seeds from these.
Made me laugh. And by the way, Sean planted all of that.
He did.
All of that.
In fact,
Every
if you
border,
want to
Sean
see,
did the
because
lot.
he posted something just recently, a few days ago, I think it was on Facebook, go onto his page and have a little look, because he posted a picture of what it looked like when the builders left, because they built that house. I mean, Sean didn't, the builders did, but they built that house, and he showed a picture of what it looked like when the builders left and what it looks like now, which is 4 years?
4 years ago, might be longer.
No, because it was during COVID, so 4 years.
Yeah.
So what it looks like now, and it's amazing the difference. So yeah, well done, Shawnee Ryan.
Bravo. Reaping the reward.
Well done.
Right, 3 of those, $14.97, $12.72. Of course, if you're in the club, 15% off now. Free postage with the offer code YGTV 0725 560 910. Now, all of that was very quick on the website, YouGarden.com. That's where you can find all of your item numbers. But click on the live UGTV side of things, because that will where the code will work, and that is where you get free delivery. We're going to change the details onto the Chilean lantern tree, but let's check in with the chat if we can.
Let's have a look. So obviously the chat about the sun has got everybody talking. So Olwyn is saying the sun is due here on the 24th. Are you psychic, Olwyn?
Oh.
She's obviously looked ahead at the
Is that the end of next week?
Fingers crossed.
17th,
Yeah, well, it's the 14th
18th,
this
19th,
Friday. It's the
21st.
14th tomorrow, so it's 10
Monday.
days.
Week on Monday.
Week on Monday.
Week on Monday.
All right, fingers
Thank you,
crossed,
Olwyn.
everybody, because I'm so sick of the cold now. Has to be sunny soon, right? Yeah, absolutely. Neil says it's freezing here in Sheffield. The heat has gone off, broken.
Oh, Neil.
In the press room, which isn't helping. Oh, bless you. He's working in the press room and it's cold there.
It's always cold in Sheffield.
Simon says, I just want the frosts to stop so that I can get my tender plants out. Yeah, I think we've got a little bit more time to wait for that one, Simon.
I just feel like that it just makes the spring, summer, all the better.
It does.
Doesn't it? When you can get outside or you know what's coming. That's part of the excitement of gardening. We've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
The anticipation of, and you know what's there, and you know what's going to come out, and it will come.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's really
coming very, very soon. Thank you, Simon. I'm not reading that comment out, but thank you. You're very kind.
Would you say you're taller than...
He's saying something about best things in small packages, so I'll take that. Thank you very much. Ruth saying, congrats, Bex and Sean. Did I win the Golden Trowel on QVC? No, I won one.
What's this?
Oh, so we do shows on QVC.
Yes.
And they do these gardening tips, and they have like a Golden Trowel award.
Yeah.
And I know I won the one for the rose pruning advice, and that one can't have finished yet. If you're watching QVC, there's another one that I've done, a top tip on houseplants. Is it that one, or are you talking about the other one? You are talking about the other one.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't read the rest of the comments. Rooting for you, Bex, to win the current one on houseplants too as well. Sorry, I didn't finish the comment.
Well, who decides? Do we vote?
The viewers, I think,
decide.
So the viewers vote in for which tip they like the most, and I won one.
A Golden Trowel? Did you get a...
No, I didn't get it.
Oh.
I think it... I was like, am I going to get that?
I suppose if you gave it,
I think it just gets
passed along, doesn't it?
So I'll see if I can have it next.
Yeah, on your next show. When is your next show? Do you know when you're next down there?
So we're on QVC this Sunday, in actual fact. From here, though.
Next time you're down there,
I'm there on Wednesday next week.
can you ask on air for it?
Where's my Golden
And then we're
Trowel,
like, oh
guys?
yeah, and you're like,
No, where is it?
don't move on till...
Should I be really serious about it?
Yep, like, you've only got 8 minutes. So
Thank you. Has Sean won a Golden Trowel as well, then? I didn't know if maybe he's won a Golden Trowel for one of his, because he might have done one as well. I'd love to tune into every single show. Unfortunately, I can't watch every single one. He hasn't mentioned. Has Sean won a Golden Trowel too? Let me know.
We'd know.
Let me know, will you? Let me know in the chat. Right, thank you very much for your comments.
Plant man, he'd have been all over that. Yes, all right.
Alison has sent an email
with
some pictures as well. Alison is saying, I'm just pressing the tech button.
Go tech.
Go tech.
Go tech, go tech,
Go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, so Alison is saying, thanks for changing the show page. Yes, we've done that. Here's a couple of photos taken a few days ago. Oh, she's got the camellia. Look at that. That's Yuletide. Oh, see, that's what you want in your garden at this time of year, isn't it?
Exactly.
Beautiful red. And those stamen, we talk about those stamen a lot, don't we? Those yellow, just really showy stamen in the middle there. Let's have a look at the other picture. Oh, what's she got going up here?
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah, it's Galanthus nivalis.
Oh, I like Alison's handwriting too.
Yeah, Alison's really good. She labels everything. I am rubbish. I plant stuff and I've got no idea. I go out and I've got so many pots outside right now and I'm looking at the pots going, no clue what's coming up.
Do you think there's something under the word snowdrops, or she's just left herself a little kiss?
×5.
Okay.
She always puts the number in as well.
Very good.
I think you're brilliant, Alison. Oh, apparently you did win a Golden Trowel this week. Is that right?
A pair of trowels.
Oh, that's amazing. So we've won two. We've won 2 on the bounce.
Oh, go,
guys. Go, YouGarden.
Here we go. Michael Perry who? Wonderful news.
Sean got this midweek. Sean won the one about how to prepare compost for planting. Thanks for letting me know. I hadn't seen that. That's brilliant. Go, you go.
He'll be dining out on that on his cruise ship right now.
I'm going to message him and tell him, well done.
Yeah, he'll be with Raymond Blanc, John Paul, Lawrence Llewellyn. Who's a chef? He does boats.
I have no idea.
James Martin does boats.
Does he do boats?
Yeah.
I'm not a cruiser, I don't know.
Ronald McDonald.
I don't even know where Sean is.
Jean-Pierre White, yeah, he does it. Ken Holm probably does. Jamie, Delia.
They're
Gordon.
all at
Isn't
it.
it mad? Like, Chef Ainsley. Chefs, one, like Cher, Madonna, Jamie, Chef. Gordon, we know who that is.
Yeah.
Any more?
Michelle.
Michelle. Nigella.
Nigella, that's
Delia.
a good one. Delia.
One name.
Mary.
To rule them up. Mary. Paul.
I don't know who that is.
Hollywood. He's a baker.
I do know Paul.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chili lantern.
Should we come on? Yeah, why not? Here we go. Now, what's this word here?
Hookerianum, Chilean lantern
like
tree,
that.
the crinodendron. We brought this into the potting shed a few weeks ago for the first time, and I absolutely adore this one. And Grimmy, yes, thank you for sending in your picture previously.
Under
you've got this growing in your garden.
Great price
amazing,
point,
isn't it?
Yep.
So, what you need for this one is a sunny spot, but can cope in a part shade spot. But you definitely want somewhere a bit sheltered for it, because it just, really windy spot, that's going to cause some problems for those beautiful flowers that you get on there. You get quite a long flowering season from this, and tell me, Grimmy, if I'm wrong here, because I've never grown this. I'm quite excited. I would quite like to have this in a garden at some point in the future, but it's supposed to flower between sort of May, June time, and then right the way through the summer up till about August, September. Okay. I think it's got a real sort of exotic looking interest to it as well, because those lantern-like flowers that you get just sort of hanging down from the branches there, I think it does look really
striking,
unusual.
isn't it? Yeah.
It does like slightly ericaceous compost as well, so you might want to mix some ericaceous into the planting hole. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It comes to you in the 9cm pot. I don't think it's massively vigorous growing. I think it's, you know, sort of a slow to moderate size of, or not size of growth, rate of growth. Okay. That's the word I'm looking for. And let's have a little look. Oh yeah. It's a rooty beauty. It's raring to grow.
Something about the garden.
Get it in your garden and watch the show.
Well, enjoy the show, but watch the show too. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see.
We'll work on it. Maybe we should write it down.
We've got some lovely root systems going on in there. So it's going to be really easy to get that started in your garden. You can plant it into borders. You could probably grow it in a pot as well if you want to, but I would recommend growing it out somewhere because this can get to several metres height.
Okay.
You know? I mean, full height, maximum height, probably about 4 metres. I think it'll take a few years to get there, but it probably could get that big.
That's the whole point. Most plants, don't they, with flowers or the bare roots, etc. Like, I know it's our purchase now, but then once it's in there, look after them year after year. There's not much in the world that actually comes back year after year after year, does it?
With a little bit of care and attention, absolutely.
Exactly. Here we go. To get hold of yours, all you need is the item number, 510165. I say that's all you need. That is all you need. But if you want to search for it through the names on the screen or lantern tree, etc., you'll find them that way too. Yeah. But the item number is the best one. On the show page, YouGarden.com, click on live or click on the UGTV logo. That's where you'll see this lineup. And we're so passionate about you seeing the lineup because it has been very specifically picked for the price that can be done today or the time of year or what's coming up in spring, what's back in stock like the heavy duty pots. But all of these items can be used alongside that promo code to get free P&P. All the extra savings, all the double ups, all the half prices, etc. YGTV 0725. That is the code. It's on the screen most of the time anyway, but that is the code every single time you purchase this week. Your best sellers, your brand new todays, Mimosa's coming up next. That's how you can get free P&P. Speaking of which, this is really fun. Yeah, I like the mimosa. So when I first started working, well, I've worked with YouGarden for a long time, actually, over the years, from our previous world at Ideal. You know, we're talking over 20 years, basically. But when I first started sort of presenting shows for them, this is one of the plants that I really fell in love with. Yeah. So just going back sort of 4 years, 3-4 years, I just fell in love with it. It's got a beautiful scent to it as well, those flowers. They're
really tactile, aren't they?
Yeah, like you can almost like can't feel them. It's super soft.
I know, they're really, really beautiful. Now, this one's an award-winning one. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award
like
of
yourself,
Garden
Bex.
Merit. Thank you very much.
Award-winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
They call it the golden trowel.
It's a really good one for pollinators, and I'm talking about sort of early pollinators as well, because as you can see, these are in bloom now, and this is when they do bloom. So, you know, it's from sort of February onwards and into early spring and, you know, April, May time. That's when you will have these pom-poms of colour on here. Now, when this gets to full size, and it can get big, it can get tree size. We are talking 6, 8, maybe even taller metres than this. And as you can see in the picture, it gets covered in those flowers. It has a lovely, lovely scent to it, a really beautiful scent to this one. Now, it does need... North of the country, you might struggle with this one, basically. It needs a bit of protection, this one. Okay. South of the country, absolutely fine.
Where does the north-south start for you,
Well, that's
Rebecca?
a bit tricky, isn't it? So I'd say midway from the country, Midlands downwards, you're probably going to be okay. Nottingham downwards.
Is Nottingham north for you?
I don't know. Nottingham's on a par with us, isn't it? It's on a level.
Yeah, surprisingly,
I say
actually.
we're Midlands, aren't we?
Yeah. Depends where we are.
It needs a little bit of protection, basically. So once it gets established, obviously, they get a little bit more hardy. But certainly with a young plant, you're going to need to look after it. It's a great one as actually as a conservatory plant. People can keep these in the conservatory. Okay. So you could have this as a conservatory plant. Obviously, you need to contain the size of it. But they're hardy once they get established down to about -5. So just bear that in mind. If you regularly get, you know, really cold weather, you are going to need to give it that little bit of protection. In fact, I was in London yesterday doing something for QVC. And this guy had them growing outside in London, and no protection on them at all at the moment. They were doing brilliantly.
That's the south for you.
I mean, it's London, so there you go.
So warm.
So yeah, it's got the RHS AGM. It's brilliant for pollinators. It is the way that you transition, I think, from winter into spring, because you know we're in the depths of it now. We're in February, but you can see how many flowers are on here. So with that bit of protection, you could have this display and take you into those spring months where we're going to start seeing all those other, you know, spring bulbs starting to poke up out of the ground.
There you go.
Poke up.
There you go. They'll poke up and away you go.
Adam, yeah. So we had a viewer called Adam. He hasn't been back for ages. We have not heard from him for such a long time. Oh, I always used to call him my brother in clay soil because he had really heavy clay soil.
Yep.
And this is his mimosa that he had growing. Oh, where have you gone, Adam? Come back.
We went through the archives and found even like
back to us.
The leaf, almost like ferns.
Yeah,
don't
they do.
Little...
They have a lovely ferny foliage to them. It's evergreen, obviously. It stays there all year too, which is brilliant. And then you get those lovely yellow flowers. It's quite fast growing as well. If you get it happy, it will grow quite quickly.
Well, it should be £40. Down to £24.99, £15 off, which could cover, well, that's your percentage savings. Well, 21.24, of course, if you're in the club, anyone can be. 510235. Going to give you a chance to check out your baskets in just a second. But very quickly, the Hellebore Double Ellen Red featured last week, one of the most popular last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's whenever we bring hellebores, they do tend to be quite popular. I think there's an elegance to hellebores that makes people really enjoy them. Also, it's February and it's in flower, and this is the important thing to get across here. It's difficult this time of year. There's a few things that will flower, obviously, and that's what we bring you here. We try and let you know what will be flowering so you can get 365 days of colour in your garden, and we have several of those that we tell you about. But hellebores, these are the ones, aren't they? They are winter hardy, they're reliable, they will flower for you now, so in February, in March, and maybe even tickling through into April as well. I think they're just elegant, and the colour of these, I was describing them as sort of, I don't know if I'm being descriptive by saying this, I think they've got like a Victoriana colour to them.
Right.
They've got this lovely kind of antique-y kind of, you know, Victoriana style to them.
That is beautifully descriptive.
Thank you.
Nailed
the bright kind of creamy centres, the contrast that you get between that and those sort of ruffled, layered petals on there as well, I just think is heavenly. All you need to do with these is plant them in a dappled shade spot. So, you know, nice sort of underneath shrubs, underneath trees, or a really nice dappled shade spot, that's where they want to be. Okay. You can plant them into pots. You can grow these in pots and put them in those shady spots. Yep. Make sure you keep them watered in summer, though. They don't want to dry out in summertime. And then all you've got to do is, once the flower heads start to come up in sort of end of January, February time, just go and trim away some of the sort of foliage, because then it'll just really show those flowers beautifully. They're evergreen, they form clumps, you can lift and divide those clumps in later years, you can spread them around your garden. And they're the perfect partner for the Christmas Carol hellebore that we were bringing you in sort of November and December, but also a perfect partner for snowdrops, which are all popping out at the same time. So if you plant these where you've got your snowdrops, lovely combo.
Away you go. Pack of 3, so 3 9cm pots here. Club members, better than half price. Even if you're not in the club and you just happen to not wish to join, you're still going to save £13.
Yeah.
You can still get free P&P with that code, but for that one £10 payment of joining the club, you will then get 15% off that price, and obviously that discount then also, you can look around the rest of the website as well, of course you can.
Yeah, when you save money, just go and spend it again. That's my way of shopping.
That's
my mum would save the money and go, well, I've saved money. And I'm like, no, I would have spent £40, I'm going to spend £40.
You both win, don't you? You both
Exactly.
You both absolutely win. Yeah, I get that. 560968 is the item number there for the triple SC 1442 on the screen for you. Right, now's the time. YouGarden.com. That's where you're checking out your baskets, but other bits and bobs that are popular on the show. The compost. This is what you heard. George has ordered this. It is the #1 item in all things YouGarden.com. That premium professional compost. 100 litres. Saving £20 anyway, but 2 bags worth for you for £21.23 to get that professional grade compost, of which this, if it's applicable for that plant, of course, is used every single day in the nurseries at YouGarden right here. You can get hold of yours. There are over 550 reviews on this product alone on YouGarden.com. To get yours, 100125. The gardenia is one of the most popular plants on today's show. We knew it would be. It's the top tip, or one of the top tips. Beautiful fragrance in there, but it's evergreen and it's hardy. It looks delicate, which of course it is. It's quite exotic, doesn't it? But in a 2-litre pot, you've seen it in the 9cm before. Now it's in the 2-litre pot. $17.99 before your discount. 510530. If you love that white cream colours, here we go. How beautiful this look alongside the previous. The Choisir White Dazzler in 15cm pot could just be the one. A citrus-scented flower. And even now, actually, before it's flowering, you can smell that citrus through the foliage. $12.74 is your discount club price. That's a further 15% off. Your item number, 511002. Now, the GMs. The fire starter, the pack of 3, which are very, very striking, is 561219. Big saving here. Percentage-wise, it's the biggest saving we've seen on the show so far. Basically 15% off, bar a penny or two. So to get hold of yours right now, don't forget to get free P&P. Use the code YGTV0725. But your item number here, if that's how you shop, is 561219. Agapanthus. I love the collective of colours you've got together here. Those are the previous 2, the white ones, will go with anything. The Agapanthus is so striking, isn't it? And actually, the previous we were just talking about there, the Victorian-esque flowers. This will look beautiful with that as well. The Agapanthus Poppin' Purple in the 9cm pots is 560963 to get hold of yours. You can see there should be nearly £39 by shopping on UGTV, YouGarden TV. 21.22. The strawberry tree, you can see why it's called that. It's not strawberries being, it is a fruiting tree, but it's not, we're not eating them because they're not the most delicious thing ever. Hey, listen, your tree, do what you want. 510323 to get the strawberry tree in that 2-litre pot, but it's just something I hadn't seen before walking the potting shed this morning. So really striking. There is colour, there's texture as well, of course, with the fruits, and those sort of serrated leaves, and please don't let me leave you thinking that they're sharp. They're not. They just have the appearance of, which is very striking as well. 510323. The Hybrid Tea Rose collection. These are the roses that Bex really brought to life for me, saying they are like the iconic, that single rose on a stem, slightly larger roses than one of the more collective hybrids. These are the tea collections. 5 bare roots, 5 different colours, and you're getting free Rose Bloom Booster worth $14.99. Taking that value away and then dividing the rest of the price by the 5 you're getting in there, it's £2 a bare root, which is incredible. 530211 to get hold of yours. Fabinas, look at Sean just having a look. Look, stepping back, having a look. Sean's got all the sunshine. That's live right now. We've told him to stand there and wait. This is a drone show right now. We're watching with Sean. He's having a lovely time. No, he's not. He's on a cruise ship. But how striking does that look? All in a border. Yours will look the exact same as this. Adding a bit of height, self-seeding, as Sean was just explaining in that clip we saw before. So it kind of look after itself. At $12.72. That is all. 560910. Oh, stew in my ear. Borders without barriers. 560910. Talking points. Striking, something different. The Chilean lantern tree, you can see why they're called lanterns, but beautiful colour actually, isn't it, on it, immediately. Lowest price point in the show so far, under £10, only $9.34. And that's the sort of product that you can still get free P&P on. You'll be passing $9.34 then, paying P&P as well. Still use the code YGTV0725 to get free P&P here in the 9cm pot, 510165. Now, you saw that beautiful pom-pom mimosa. Huge tree if you want it to be, or control it if you want to as well. It's on a 70cm in a 15cm pot. You pop it in the ground if you wish. Big saving. And here's the thing, it's the exact same price on YouGarden.com, but by shopping on YouGarden.com on the live UGTV side of things, we cover the postage by using that code. Just say thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing on YouTube, thank you for going on TikTok and searching YouGarden, as that ticks up to nearly 18,000 followers. You could be one of those and getting free P&P to say thank you. 510235. Hello balls! This is beautifully, it's very like Art Deco, shabby chic-esque. It almost looks distressed if you're talking in a creative world side of things. But the leaves are so iconic and beautiful. It's a double Ellen red this. 560968 is your item number. You get 3. You get a triple pack. Are they all going to go together? Are they going to be in different places? But it's nearly, by a couple of pounds, 50% off. Right, friends, to reward yourself, to check out your baskets, of course, YGTV0725. That is the code to get you free P&P or to trigger all the extra discounts. But YouGarden.com is where you go to shop. And if you want to get the discount club price, it's already discounted anyway, I know, but to get extra off, extra 15% off, whilst now you check out your baskets, here's all you need to know.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
And then you come back live to me like this. Sean, when I grow up, I want to be like Sean Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He's very good. A lovely knitwear range as well. Lots of you checking out your baskets during that, which is absolutely the time to do so. We'll do our best to show you even more. But at the very top of this, and we're nearly bang on halfway through the live show, I mentioned there's always something new to see. And in front of us here, we hadn't seen this yet, this show.
Yeah, Buxus. So topiary is what you got with Buxus. Obviously, that wonderful look of topiary. And I mean, there's a garden actually around the corner from where I live in Deeping, and they have the most amazing topiary out the front, like in all these real weird and wonderful shapes, like animals and all sorts. You can do that if you want to. But these have already been fashioned into our sort of pyramid shapes here for you. So you're going to get a pair of them. And Buxus is quite sort of high-end, quite desirable. A lot of people like having Buxus for a few different reasons. It looks absolutely beautiful. And it looks good all year round, which is the great thing about Buxus. It's winter hardy. We don't, you don't need to do any protection on these. We went out and did a little video this morning, didn't we?
They all look like this, so they're already shaped for you.
And they're all out on the nursery. They're not in any of the greenhouses. They're in the beds on the nursery. Fully winter hardy. You don't need to do any extra protection for these. And this is the price for a pair.
Wow, okay. Wow.
Just remember that, and there's no postage to pay. And there's actually, some serious weight to these too. So being able to get these home, delivered within a few days for no postage cost, I think is incredible. They're really low maintenance. So all these they do need to be kept watered. Make sure they don't dry out. They don't like to dry out. So I'm not talking about drenching them, but just particularly once you get into the summer, make sure you keep them watered. You can plant them in the ground if you want to. They can get big if you allow them to.
I was going to ask that, because in the picture there, you can see it's in a decorative pot, of which we have them here.
Yeah.
But so I guess if you want to keep them this size, because this is what appeals to you, would you just swap like for like pot size? Yeah,
basically. You wouldn't go too bigger. So generally when you're talking about trying to maintain something size, what you'll do is you'll always, when you repot it back into the same size pot. But then what you need to do is trim some of the roots away. Which sounds scary, but I've done it myself. I've done it with my aces. When I don't want them to get too big, you just trim up to a third of the root ball away, and then you can go into them.
What pots
the ones in the top, the helix ones, the stripy ones, those ones there. So you can keep them and maintain the size. All you need to do is trim them a little bit. So maybe twice a year you would trim them. The top tip when trimming Buxus is to do it on a.
What do you think at home? It could go with that, couldn't it?
I think they might be a little bit too short. Yeah, you can try it
really?
inside.
Okay.
Try it. Is that one, or have you got two there?
There's two there, but I could barely get one out, so okay.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, no, I reckon you could. Yeah. I reckon you could get that in there. I know it looks a little bit taller, but once you take it out of the pot and you get that in there, that would go into those if you want to go into those, absolutely.
Just options.
So go when you're pruning, do it on a cloudy day. So if you're doing it in summertime and it's a really bright sunny day, where you prune, the leaf tips could go brown and then it'll just look rubbish. So that's the top tip, is to actually do it on a sort of cloudier day. But maybe twice a year, prune it, just nice little trim into this topiaried shape that you've got here, or any shape you like. I mean, if you're into it, you can topiary them into any shapes that you want to. Super simple, but evergreen, winter hardy, high-end, luxurious. Pair of them as well. And we often talk about planting in odd numbers. And I mean, we do have them available individually, obviously, on the website, but you would have to pay postage on those. I like these in pairs, personally. This is the sort of thing that you want either side of your front door. We often talk about this, don't we, with standards
patios,
and things like that.
Yeah,
either side of the garage.
A path too.
Exactly. This is where I think even numbers works with planting rather than the odd numbers that gardeners normally do.
Stu, you said your father-in-law, of which I'm well aware, does topiary to the extreme, because he has massive, big, characters and teddies and men and things like this.
Really?
He lives just down the road from where Barney's old nursery was, so he used to see it all the time. How often does he have to maintain that? Is he doing it all the time, or just twice a year?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you had to be snipping it all the time.
Yeah, you really don't. I mean, you can if you see a couple of little, you can just every now and then do it, but actually they just don't grow that vigorously.
Right, I didn't realise that. I thought they were much more time-consuming, which is part of the appeal, I know, but yeah.
Oh, apparently you can see him on Google Earth if you go on Google Earth. Is that right? If you go for a street view on the water, you can see him. Amazing.
Is he there on Google Earth doing it?
Amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love these. I mean, I have not stretched to buying myself some Buxus, but I will at some point. I've seen them, you know, when you get multiples of them in rows as well. So I love them either side of something. But then again, there's a house around the corner, and they've got the Buxus balls as the path and the lead up to the front door. Yeah. So there's about, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them just lining the pathway there, and that looks fantastic.
And so strong, aren't they?
Gives a real curb appeal to a property as well, I think.
Should be £30 each, so £60 is your value for £38.23. So with that sort of maths, you're looking at £8. Buy one, get one for £8.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Literally, and imagine what your P&P would be just going for one. So getting free P&P, that's why you're shopping via UGTV.
Yeah,
oh, there's some sort of catchphrase there, Karen. We're nearly there, weren't we? 510034, let's get hold of yours. And not forgetting things like the pots we were talking about, they are also on the show.
Yeah,
right?
We've had these for a few weeks now, the Helix, where you've got the silver, you've got the bronze, and you've got the clay. We call it clay, don't we? And they've got the lovely stripes on there. And it's a mix and match deal for a double up, by the way. So you get both of them for £12.99. I think if you're doing it with this, you're going to go for two of the same.
You probably will.
If you're not going for it for the pair of something, you can get a clay one and a gold one.
Now, am I right in thinking, or maybe I'm wrong, if I don't put the code in...
Yeah, you won't get it.
I'm not doubling up.
Absolutely. You'll pay £8.99 each.
Right,
so you have to put the code in. So put the two you want... With a double up deal, you put the two you want in your basket and enter the codes. That's how you get the deal.
Bosh. And you'll get free P&P.
And you'll get the free postage, yeah.
That code, YGTV0725, it's worth it. I know I'm preaching to the choir most of the time, but if you are brand new, or just to remind you to make sure you do that, 130586. This way?
We're going to go to the strawberry tree first.
Picking up nicely. Nearly another 10 since we've started.
We've got a little TikTok counter for followers on TikTok.
Yeah, who knew that was even a thing? We're over here, aren't we?
We're going here, yeah, we're going to the strawberry tree first.
Right, let's recap in case you missed it from the very, very top. We've got lots more, even stuff over there you haven't even seen yet, so please stay tuned. We'll show you all before 1 o'clock.
That table looks amazing. Look at the colours on there.
Here we go.
That's an amazing table. I love the colour of that. That's coming up in a bit.
You'll see a little sneaky peek. Look at this.
That.
What's in the middle?
That's a Rudbeckia.
Are you?
I'm a Rudbeckia.
Never mind. Okay.
Right.
Can we talk strawberry trees, please?
Yes, let's talk strawberry trees. You're not going to grow... Excuse me.
Right.
You're not going to grow actual strawberries on this plant. It's called a strawberry tree because, I mean, the fruits do look a little bit strawberry-esque, which I think is where that name comes from. But this, for me, it's a really interesting focal point in a garden. You could plant this as, you know, the middle border in a lawn. I say border, that's probably the wrong word. But, you know, when people have the middle cut out of a lawn and then you've got lovely plants in the centre, that lovely focal point. This could be the focal point in the centre.
I wonder what that is called.
I don't know what
middle border sounds right.
Middle border. But it stays evergreen, first of all, which is what I adore about this one. So a lovely centrepiece.
Sean's a big fan of centrepiece, isn't he?
He is indeed. You get pretty cream flowers that appear on here, and then fruits follow, and these are the fruits that you're looking at here. Now, they're not particularly edible. You can, but they're quite tart.
I want to try one now.
I really want to try one as well. They're quite sharp and tart tasting. So most people, you know, these are just ornamental, or we leave them for the birds, or we leave them to look at. Apparently you can cook them into preserves and things like that, but it's more about the fact that you've got a really beautiful feature tree here that's got the evergreen foliage that creates these lovely little white flowers that then turns into these beautiful fruits that you can see here. It's got a nice steady growth to it. It forms a nicely proportioned bush here, and then you're going to have, and it'll get nice and big too. We are talking tree size.
Right.
It can get really nice and big. You don't have to let it, of course.
Do you think if you got it to tree size, also the fruit gets bigger?
No.
No?
No, that's not.
You just get more?
You just get more of them. I'd love it if that was the case. Could you imagine it with an apple?
Just like...
So if it's a small apple tree, you get little apples, but then the bigger it gets, all of a sudden, you've got an apple the size of your head. How cool would that be? That would be so funny. Yeah, no. You just get more fruits the bigger it grows. Okay. So if you want to keep it small, you absolutely can. Of course, you can maintain the size of it. But if you're planting it and you're letting it grow, there's really no need to prune this. Certainly not in the first few years. And because it grows in a nice sort of neat, you know, well-proportioned shape, it probably isn't going to need a huge amount of your attention anyway in later years. A little prune every
They
now
look a
and
bit
then.
like tea leaves.
Do you think?
I think they do. Maybe they don't. Just like the tea that you pick to
I'm not sure I
create tea. Tea leaves.
Do they?
They look like it.
Oh, there you go. They've got a serrated edge, which I quite like.
Yeah.
They're not sharp,
No.
but it's just a nice, interesting focal point, something a little bit different, and not one that I've actually seen growing anywhere. I can't
lovely, isn't it?
bring it to mind that I've ever seen this growing somewhere. So I quite like that because I like my firm favourites. I like having things that everybody's got that we all love in our gardens.
I like
but
that.
I also like
I want
having...
what everyone's got, but also what no one's got. Okay, go shopping for me.
I want everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like having something just that little bit different. That when people come and see your garden, they're like, "Oh, what's that?" Not you wouldn't ask, but other people would.
I'm going to now. What's that? I was walking around Burley the other day.
Were you?
And
Burley's a big estate near where we
Yeah, I'm not-
live. Burley estate.
yeah, walking Burley.
Beautiful.
Like not in Leeds, because there's a place called Burley in Leeds. Burley House.
Burley
And,
House. It's beautiful.
And I recognise stuff from there and can name them because of
Because
here.
of this.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like anything, like where you work somewhere, you get to know a little bit about bits.
My kids get really annoyed whenever we're out and I am that person that points at a plant and says the name of it. I do it so much now.
That one, boom.
And I will occasionally throw out the Latin name as well, rather than the fancy one. I think I've told this story before, and one of them turned around to me and went, "We get it, Mum. You do plants."
Yeah, I do. Exactly what I do.
Yeah, Mum, we get it. You do plants.
We
Yeah, I do.
get it. Love that. If you've got some experiences or that's what you like to do, chat away to us.
Yeah, please, let me know. Are
Comment
you
on
that
Facebook,
person?
comment on YouTube.
I'm that
I
person.
love it.
I do it all the time.
Because you don't like act like maybe you study and maybe you read the books and all sorts. Maybe you don't. You just pick it
Just
up.
like it.
You just pick it up when you're searching for stuff or you write stuff down. Nevertheless, all things strawberry treats, what's on the screen for you right now, $17.99. Even less, of course, 15% off. What's that? $15.29 by being in the club. Your item numbers there, 510323. Can we quickly pop on the agapanthus for 2 seconds?
Yeah, the poppin' purple, it's a more compact variety of agapanthus here. So we often bring you the big one, you know, the Africanus blue. That one can get like a metre 20 in height. This one, the flowers are only going to get to maybe about 60 centimetres in height, so a couple of feet here. Lovely grassy foliage that you get at the base there. Now, the foliage stays over winter. It looks a bit rubbish in winter, but there is some foliage there. And then in summertime, you get these lovely spikes of flowers that come out. Nice sturdy stems.
Okay.
That's what I like about agapanthus. They stay nice and sturdy, great for cut flower displays, but also fantastic being left on the plant. Really dark purple buds that burst into this firework display. I think they're some of the most showy flowers. They're very much, you know, they're very much the kid that just wants you to look at them all the time. Look at me!
Look at me, look at me,
look
look
at
at
me,
me.
look at me, look at me. That's what agapanthus is. This is not a, you know, shrinking violet.
Yeah.
This is very much a, I want to be an actor kind of
Do your
flower.
kids do still get you to watch me do this?
Not as much, no.
They're a bit old now,
They
aren't
used
they?
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, watch me, watch me, watch me, and then they'd do this little jump, and you'd be like, "Way, well
Barnes
done."
opens the door on a toy car.
Look at me!
Look. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's rubbish, Barnes. I don't call him out.
Yeah, no, they don't do it anymore. You've got a few more years left of that, I'm afraid.
Oh, good.
Just a few more years.
Okay, $24.97, but you are getting 3 pots here, right?
3 pots, yeah, absolutely. So you've got the 3 agapanthus popping purple. Did I take one of these out of the pot earlier? Yeah, because you've got the big
You
roots.
didn't get it back in, did you?
Lovely chunky roots that you've got on there. So
Chunky.
absolute rooty beauty. It's raring to grow. Get it planted and watch the show.
Yeah,
I'm
nailed
almost
it.
there.
Get that
Enjoy
on
the show,
Get that on a vest. That can go in the shop.
Get it on.
Get on the back of your, what's it called? Gilet. Can you?
On gilet?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or something like that. Who knows?
I might get it embroidered.
Nice. I know someone. You can
Okay,
get something
good.
right. 560963. Gardenias, please.
Is gardenia the most popular, Stu? It's been overtaken by the GM.
Oh, we'll go here first, but
well, we've got
these
the
two right now,
top
neck and neck.
ones coming up next. So Gardenia. This one's the Climbs Hardy that we're talking about here, and they are hardy. So you may know Gardenia as being a tender plant, one that needs extra winter protection. We've got the hardy varieties here at YouGarden, and this one will be winter hardy down to about -10. So for most of us, no issues whatsoever. Beautiful evergreen foliage, lovely, waxy, kind of, you know, glossy foliage.
Yeah.
There's something about glossy foliage. It's because it looks healthy. I think that's what glossy
good
foliage
point.
does. It gives you this kind of, you know, feeling of vigour and health when you see that lovely glossy foliage. But then in summertime, this is going to get some of the most fragrant flowers you can have. I mean, we've got a few. We've got, you know, the tuberose, we've got the Trachelospermum, but Gardenia is right up there as being one of the most fragrant flowers that you can have in your garden. Oh yeah, Daphne, she's coming up a bit later on. They're lovely and fragrant as well. I adore Gardenia. It's used, the fragrance from Gardenia is used so much in lots of high-end perfumes. I've now got one because I'm a lucky girl, got some for Christmas. And it is just delightful. Pure white flowers, those lovely swirls in the centre there that look like somebody's like stitched it in place.
They do, don't they?
They do prefer ericaceous compost, so do make sure that you're stocking up on some ericaceous. They're pretty slow growing, so these aren't, you know, too vigorous at all. They stay nice and compact as well, reaching about maybe 60 centimetres, but they'll take a little while to get there because they are slow growing. But pretty much no maintenance on here. We often say low maintenance. I think this is almost no maintenance. They're not going to need pruning. You might tidy it up a little bit, but you're pretty much
my kind of flower, that.
You're going to leave it to do its thing. Just keep it watered, feed it occasionally, you're all good.
If you're gifting to somebody else, maybe because it's Mother's Day coming up and you're scoping out what's going on.
That'd be a nice gift.
It would be a lovely gift. Maybe someone's not quite as agile or mobile or able as they once were. Something like that is just going to look beautiful, do its thing, water it every now and then, away you go. 510-530 if you'd like to get a hold of that. That was the #1 item going in many, many people's baskets. Just been overtaken by our fire starter, though.
I thought GM would be.
Why not?
Good. Stu picked this one. Stu was the one that put this one on the favourites table. He was quite keen, and I picked this one. So I'm really glad we've got a couple of the favourites between us.
When's Stu going to get his golden?
When he gets his golden
trowel, that's it.
We'll have to see, won't we?
Okay.
Well, the GM Fire Starter, this one's a beautiful one. I love GMs anyway. I think they're, this is also another one actually that's low maintenance. Deadheading is important with GMs just to keep that flowering going. Now they start sort of, I mean, you do get quite a long flowering season from GMs in fact, and this one should start flowering for you from about April time. Certainly, it might be a little bit later this year just because, you know, they need to get established, but the normal flowering season will be from maybe April, May time, but right the way through to summer into October, and that's as long as you keep deadheading. So do make sure every time you're out in the garden, just have a little look, snip some of the deadheads off, and it'll keep giving you these lovely flowers. I love the bright colour of them. GMs for me, or certainly the ones I've got in my garden, they tend to be more sort of pastel-y tones. Yes. And I like that, particularly against my Verbena bonariensis and the other flowers I've got there, the Rudbeckia. Ooh, the red and the yellow here. Fire starters with some Rudbeckia. That would be beautiful. That would be a really nice combination. That's coming up for you in a little while. But yeah, you get these lovely flowers just rising up there. Now they can get to sort of 50, 60, maybe a little bit taller centimetres in height here. But I like the fact that you get sort of this mound of foliage and then the flowers rise up out the top. So there's nothing competing with the flowers, basically. They really stand proud.
It's not like there's one layer, one circle of petals. It's really, the depth on here is huge, isn't it?
And they're doubled, they're ruffled. You've got that lovely pollen in the centre there. You know, that's where the pollinators are going to come in and they're going to really enjoy the GMs in your garden. They do form clumps. In fact, I must be reaching a time when I need to split and divide my clumps of GMs in my garden. And you can do that. You can divide any clumps of flowers, and then obviously that means free plants and spread them around your garden. It's a perennial, so it'll come back for you year after year, and it doesn't need any extra winter protection because it is winter hardy.
All three, 50% off. That's why you're shopping on YouGTV.
I didn't have any root checks on this one. Did I have a root check on this one?
Check.
I love it.
Delish.
I love it. All of that strength and vigour going on below the ground. Look at it. It's amazing. And that is what's going to give you some really beautiful, healthy plants later on this year. And you should get flowers off this later on this year, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, you're not having to wait too long for those to get established. They just get bigger over the next years.
Oh, and the pots are fully recyclable as well.
Oh, yes. So these sort of beigey 9cm ones, those are they're the really nice recyclable ones. Normal recycling. Most of us keep our pots, don't we? We all have stacks and stacks of pots that just sit
will
there.
never be used.
Well, sometimes they get used. Like I did use a lot of them last year. I did use most of them, but then to grow things on, and then stack them back up again.
They're good on the beach.
They're good on the beach. You ever could take them on the beach?
Yeah, I've taken a few on the beach before.
Have you done that?
Yeah,
Cool.
for castles.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I never thought of that before. There was me buying stupid castles.
Oh, no.
Could have just taken
They're a little bit flimsy.
pots.
Like, obviously, the actual plastic castles are stronger.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Who cares, right?
Who cares? Exactly. Away you go. 561-219. Choice SEO is where we started, but we must recap if you've just joined us. And still to come, by the way, there's a whole other table over there that's completely changed. There's even more to spy. But Choice SEO first, please, Rebecca.
Yeah, Choice SEO. So this is the White Dazzler variety. Few varieties available for you, but this is the one that we've got in the potting shed today that has that free postage attached to it. It comes in a 15cm pot, so this is more established. So we're not bringing you the 9cm version. We're bringing you a more established plant. It's award-winning. Excuse me, it's got the Royal Horticultural Society.
Who isn't Rebecca nowadays, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing, is it? Having an award.
Sean, this.
The RHS Award of Garden Merit, proven performer is what that means. So the Royal Horticultural Society, they will take the plants, they will trial them, they will test them, they go through vigorous, strenuous tests, and it has to meet their criteria to be awarded it. This one has it. It's evergreen, and I love Choicea in my garden. I haven't got this variety, but I do love Choicea because it's easy.
Yeah.
It naturally grows into a really beautiful shape.
Great smell.
But
great
when
fragrance
the flowers
like
appear, it's going to be even more fragrant. It's nicknamed the Mexican orange blossom because it has a beautiful citrus orange scent. And those flowers actually do stay on there for, you know, a decent amount of time. Sort of between April and May time is when those flowers appear. And they stay on there for a good few weeks, and then they just sort of fade and disappear on their own. And then you often get a second flush of these, actually, that happen later on. So sort of August, September time, you'll get a second flush of flowers that happen. Never as big, though. The second flush of flowers is never as big as the first flush, but you do tend to get that. And it's just easy, delightful. Sunny spot will be great, but it can cope in a slightly shadier spot as well. I wouldn't go full shade, but part shade will be absolutely fine. But yeah, really easy. You can even form sort of hedges with it as well.
Here's the thing: if you're brand new, you just stumbled across, you've been hashtagging and you found YouGarden, and you're thinking, for $12.74 or $14.99, why not? Let's get my first ever purchase. I'm going to watch UGTV. I didn't realise that the code YGTV0725. You're going to get free P&P 511002. But there's a reason why so many YouGarden customers stay for so long and shop for so... And of course you're going to pick bits up elsewhere, like everyone does. But as far as like quality, variety, like the reputation-wise, that's exactly why so many of you come back and leave a review. Like the compost we're going to... I'll follow you over there, Bex. Why not? 550 reviews on the compost alone. You can imagine...
Just currently?
And that's all 5 stars. You can imagine on all the rest of the counter or the rest of the nursery or what's come in the previous or what's going to come in the height of summer. It's such a reliable place to shop, so your garden will look as good as the pictures you see on the shows, the videos on TikTok, for example. And a lot of that is down to this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, definitely. So we use this compost here at the nursery. So when we bring you our pre-planted hanging baskets, when we bring you our potted roses, you know, anything we grow on, we pot on here at the nursery, this is the compost that we use. And it's called premium professional compost because it is both of those things. It's the compost we use, so it's professional compost, and it is built with premium ingredients included in here. So we've got composted wood fibre, and you can see it's got a real sort of light, airy, fibrous texture to it. You can even see the fibres running through that compost. Now what we've done is we've reduced the peat content in here by a massive amount, but we've upped the fibrous content that you can see in there. And what that does is it really helps to create this lovely light texture, which is what's great for root development and growth, but also for planting seeds in. Imagine little seeds, they need a nice sort of light texture so that their roots can go down, so they can break upwards through the compost. It's really important, a teeny little seed. Seeds through to trees, anything in between, you can plant in here. A few exceptions being the ericaceous loving plants. Of course, they want ericaceous compost, but the majority of everything else you plant in your garden, including inside your home as well, your houseplants, they can be repotted in this too. It's got the green balls. So the green balls are a slow release fertiliser. They are going to burst open and they're going to then release that feed into your compost. So it's your insurance policy to make sure that your plants get feed. Every year I start out saying, I'm going to be on it this year. I'm going to feed my plants every 2 weeks in the height of summer. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never do it.
No.
Never, ever do I manage to actually do that. So this is your insurance policy, certainly when you're starting plants off, that they are getting access to that feed. There is a bit of peat, as I said, but we've reduced it right down. So we know there's environmental concerns, but we were doing it years ago before it became an issue.
Before it was popular.
Before it was popular. Before everyone jumped on that.
Yeah.
No, we did reduce it way down. So we've got a few different peats in here. We've got a renewable source of peat. We've got sphagnum moss peat, but we still put a little bit in, so we're still getting those amazing results from it. It's got a pH buffer, so it's in the perfect place for the majority of everything to live in. Just slightly left of neutral, basically, so that most plants are going to absolutely adore being in here. And we've also got a wetting agent in here as well. So when you water your plants, when you water your hanging baskets, when you water your pots, and normally with other inferior composts, what you'll find is that the water will just run off the side, run over the edge. Actually, this really helps that water to soak in and then hold onto the water, which is important, isn't it? You know, we want to use as little water as possible, and that is a good way of being able to do it. So premium professional compost, absolute best. People come back time and time again because they see results.
Particularly in the height of summer, when people start getting very aware of water levels and that kind of thing, knowing that every drop you pop onto here stays in here. That is the whole point. Lower price as well, as you may have spied if you've ordered previously, 21.23. See you, Bex. 100125 is your item number. That is lower than it was last year, and you were getting both 50-litre boxes. What's this red bag, black bag?
Oh, sorry, the black bag we left in there. So that's the 20-litre bag.
Oh, right, okay, that's 20-litre version of.
You can get a 20-litre.
It's still the same stuff?
Yeah, same.
Okay, but for 50 and 50...
You'd go for the 50.
Yeah, that's where you go. And it'll be delivered to your door, to your address, for the price on the screen, delivered at 100125. Hey, Rebecca, what have you got there?
I've got the iPad. I'm just checking on the chat. Apparently, Stu's been sorting out some problems in here.
You can say hello on Facebook. There's a big feed there. Of course, we're looking on YouTube right now. So just wherever you're watching, YouGarden, that's where of course, on YouGarden.com, on the website, that's YouTube's also embedded in there too. So there's lots of different ways to find it.
There is. So Grimmy's saying that his hellebore has been ordered. So thank you very much for that for you. Any news on the blue poppies, says Neil. We'll be on the show soon. Also, the purple sun echinacea, will that be coming back? It's coming.
It's coming. That's the word in our ear. It's coming.
We will bring it into the potting shed as soon as it's in stock. But it's on pre-order at the moment. So as soon as it's in stock, we will be bringing it into the potting shed. That's kind of the reason why they got the whole show
page, right? Not only to get free P&P on it, but there's a reason why all of these plants are gathered there, because they're all in the nursery now. They're ready for you now. They're great to plant now. We sometimes do, but we rarely bring pre-order items into the potting shed. But sometimes we absolutely do. Oh yeah, and we do have some really exciting stuff. Is that the videos and stuff we were seeing before? Yeah, the head gardener was in yesterday talking to Stu, and he showed him some videos because he went out onto a little supply trip into Sicily. To Sicily. So he's brought back some videos of things that are arriving. Boarding. It was a lovely time. Right, so Stu's dealing with you, Leslie, so hopefully we're getting those answers sorted out for you. Simon's in saying good morning to everybody. Yeah. Christina's got questions. So I'm thinking of buying the Rose Collection and climbing Paul's Scarlet, which is not on the show. Okay. How do you make roses bushier? Prune them. It's all to do with the pruning to get them to be really nice and bushy. Now, when it comes to I did do a video on this recently. Where can I see that? Where is it, Stu? Is it TikTok or Instagram? Instagram or TikTok. YouGarden TikTok? Oh, yeah, okay. So I did a video on my own TikTok page. If you search, so those are Facebook and Instagram, but if you search for Bex Edwards on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, you'll find it on there. And Stu's got it on the YouGarden Instagram page. Am I right? Oh, you're just talking about mine. Oh. Just mine. I have not put it on Instagram yet. On mine. So it's on TikTok, and I might post it on Instagram for you later. But essentially, it's all down to pruning. So you just got to prune your roses, and there's some rules you're supposed to follow. Right.
But basically what I'm saying in this video is roses are pretty hardy, they're pretty tough. You don't need to worry too much. If you prune it to the shape and size you want it to be, it will be okay. You look for an outward facing bud, so one that's pointing to the outside of the bush, and you prune in a diagonal going towards the inside of the bush away from the bud. Because then when the water drops on it, it runs away from the bud. If you prune it on a diagonal towards the bud, the water will run onto the bud and then it will affect the bud and it won't grow as well.
You don't want that?
No.
Oh, you think you would?
No, you want the water in the roots.
Right.
Not on the buds.
That makes more sense.
And you want to try and prune it into a sort of goblet shape. So you've got to imagine it once it's got flowers and leaves on it. You want sort of air and light to be able to get into the centre.
Okay.
If it's too congested in the centre, then it's not going to give you all of its flowering capabilities. So by pruning into the shape you want, what it encourages then is branching. And that's how you get a fuller, bushier plant. And when it comes to the climbing one, when you give it a support for it to climb up, don't just let it climb vertically. You'd think that'd be right, it's a climbing plant, just let it grow up, wouldn't you? No. Encourage your plant to snake up whatever it is that you're trying to get it to climb up.
Right.
So you've got to sort of manhandle it, I was going to say, but carefully so you don't break the stems. But try and make it snake up whatever you're getting it to grow up.
Like a trellis or something.
Yeah, trellis or over a pergola or whatever. Just make it go like that, because what you do then is you stress the plant. So the plant is under stress. So what it does is it thinks it's under attack, let's say. So in order to ensure its survival, it starts throwing out loads of shoots, because I'm like, oh, I'm stressed out, I need to throw out more shoots. And that's how you get a bushier plant. And that's the same for any climber.
How you get a golden shovel trowel. Golden shovel.
A golden shovel. I'll have a golden shovel, I don't mind.
Absolutely, that could be your version. Right, all things compost, of course, are available for you, but on the screen right now we're going to talk heavy duty. Can you reach them? Back in stock.
Yeah.
Back in stock.
We sold out of these.
Here we go. A set of 4 sold over. Really? Sold over 4,000 in a week when the last stock came in.
Yeah.
There's Sean at his house, and away you go. And I've been very aware of heavy duty pots for years, for garden clearance, for popping your leaves in that have fallen in winter, for moving tools around, as you can spy there. It could be for moving games and balls and all sorts around as well, the garden, whatever you want, dog toys, whatever you want. But they're back in stock, only $16.99 for 4.
Yeah, I'm going to need to stock up. I've got 4 empty ones at the moment, or was it 5? Anyway, I've got a few. So loads of reasons to use it, as you can see in that clip of film there. But for me, at the moment, I'm going to be using these for temporary homes for my plants that I want to move. So I haven't sold the house yet. I haven't found one to move into, but the plan is to do that. There's a few plants in my garden that I don't want to leave. I want to take them. So I will be digging them up, and they will be going into these pots as a temporary home until we move into the new place. You can use them for log storage, for example. If you've got a log burner in your house and you want to store your logs, or you want to move them from where you stack them to indoors, you can do this in here. The great thing that you've got is that these handles are so super strong. The tub itself is really strong. So it makes it nice and easy, and of course, long lasting. I think the oldest one I've got is probably about 8 years. I know Sean says he's had his for about 15 years and he's never broken one. They're really tough, they're really strong, and you've got all of those multiple uses. But they're great for growing things in. You've got the holes in the bottom. I think I've just got a splinter from that.
From that log?
From that log.
Oh no.
So you've got the holes in the bottom where the drainage is, but if it was just those holes on the ground, really heavy rain, those holes can get clogged. So commercial growing pots have the extra large drainage holes around the side here. So there's loads of them. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8. So 8 of those big drainage holes that go all the way around the side there, which is what makes these absolutely perfect for growing things in. And I'm going to say you can grow anything in here.
Boom.
Raspberries, trees, orchards, potatoes, tomatoes. I grew tomatoes in here, strawberries, but not just grow your own. Like, if you wanted to, you could plant a buxus in here, you could plant the phormium in here, you could plant rudbeckia in here, you could plant absolutely pretty much anything you want in these. I've got What have I got? I've got my appletini. I've got a cordyline. I've got that lovely Prunus triloba, the cherry blossom tree. I've got a couple of rose bushes growing in these. I know there's a couple of other things I'm forgetting as well, but they're just fantastic. They're the thing that you will use in your garden more than probably anything else.
They're so useful, aren't they? Hence why we had 4,000 sold out ASAP last time they were here. And you know what, not just for clearance or for growing on as well, but I know I've seen these before with, and I think YouGarden stock them actually, like the little skates you can pop things on. So if you're using a patio or something and want to move bits around, it's one of the largest pots actually, 40 centimetres, right? So super, super strong, will last you literally a lifetime, as you've heard us talking about in our own experiences. They're back in stock, all four, for 130011. That's your item number. Only $16.99.
Yeah, with your discount price, it's $16.99 for the 4-pack. And you will use them. I started off with a couple, and now I've got... I should count how many I've got. I think I've got like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've got so many. So many.
There you go. Right, Bex, you get that splinter out your finger.
Do what? Oh, yeah,
You get that splinter out the finger. You what?
You what?
Tough, that can live in there. That can live in there with the rest of them. Anyway.
I had a rose thorn in here and I couldn't get it out for weeks. It just sat in my finger for ages.
Do you remember my splinter story?
No.
Oh. I was sanding a door frame with my bare hands and it went straight in there.
Right.
And eventually, I've got 2 scars. You can maybe see it.
And it came out further
It came out there, like 2 months later.
Wow.
This is a growth story. And when it eventually came out, because I had it x-rayed and stuff, they couldn't see anything, but when I couldn't bend my finger. And eventually when it came out, like all the skin had like webbed around it and it was like taking it in, being part of my body.
Yeah.
Gross.
But then did it just expel it at some point?
Eventually it came out. But if I'd have broken it by messing on, I'd have had all sorts of little shards and all sorts of trouble. But eventually, the whole thing of like bicarbonate of soda in warm water, blah, 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 blah. But it was warm water that got rid of it eventually.
Yeah, mine just eventually, because it was a thorn, I got it here and just this rose thorn went in and I couldn't get it out and I was digging at it for ages and then I gave up on it and then about a month later it just popped out.
I bet everyone's got, went in there, came out there.
Right,
I'm sure you guys got a story. Share them.
Share
Any pictures?
Tell us your stories.
Tell us your gross gardening stories. Gardening injuries. Mower.
Oh, no, I love a gardening injury.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't like them. I gave myself tennis elbow trying to dig out a ceanothus from the clay soil in my garden. Was it ceanothus? Anyway, I was trying to dig something out. I gave myself... It still hurts now.
Still hurts now.
Still hurts.
I'd rather like funny gardening injury stories. They're best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I stood on a rake or something.
Stood on a rake, the classic, I love that. Not like, chainsaws and stuff.
Yeah,
like, be careful out there, kids.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay. Oh, we're doing a review now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's go. Top 5 on the show. Here we go. In at 1, down at 2. The GM, the Firestarter triple pack here. Biggest percentage saving on the show, saving £19 off to get hold of your Firestarters. 561219. We started the whole show with the Choisia, and by the way, still to come this show. We've just gone past midday. Thank you so much for watching us live on YouGarden. It's just gone midday. There's still another 5, 6, 7 items still to show we haven't shown you yet. But this is what we started on for only $12.74, your white dazzler, aren't they just? 511002. Don't forget, as we move on to the Red Ellen, or Ellen Red, use that offer code YGTV0725. That will give you the extra offers like the double ups, etc., etc. But also free delivery on this show lineup. I can hear you're already getting hold of yours. Grimmy's mentioned that he's got hold of his. 560968. What have you lost, Bex? You right? Found it?
Right.
All right, good. Okay, the gardenia. We've spent a lot of time talking about this right now. Maybe because it's hardy, maybe because it's evergreen. It's established already. Absolutely beautiful, though. In a 2-litre pot now, so larger than before. $15.29 is your discount club price. 510530 to get hold of yours. And very quickly, the striking red, the Chilean lanterns, just popped into the top 5 at 510165. A couple of pound off there for you, but one of the most affordable items on the show. Oh, what did I see there? 934. Let's get free P&P. You go on yougarden.com and then you click at the top there, live now. So you can remember the item numbers. You don't need to remember the item numbers, but these items specifically You can see the pots. Much more we haven't shown you, by the way. The mulch, the compost is that first one. I haven't shown you the azalea yet. The best of we have. So there's even more to show you than normal. That is what you can get free P&P on using the code YGTV0725. There's very much a reason they've all been popped together. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
What have you seen?
I just wanted to reference Lawrence's email that he's just sent us. So thank you so much for this, Lawrence. I really appreciate this. Just because you referenced the gardenias there. He said, hi, everyone. Noticed you have hardy gardenias on the show today. I purchased these myself back in December 2023. Planted out straight away. And whilst they're still small in size, they have survived both winters thus far and did flower last year. Hoping for more this summer. I hope this helps anyone considering them. From Lawrence.
Lawrence.
So, thank you.
That's a lovely recommendation.
It's always nice to get, recommendations from actual customers. I always do my best to tell you exactly what a plant will do, and I'll always be as honest as I can be. But it's nice to get those recommendations from actual customers, isn't it?
It's not just a review, it's a live email, so thank you, Lawrence, and everybody
So if you
else.
want to email, by the way, you can do ygtv@yougarden.com. Alwyn's left, Grimmy's got to go. Thanks ever so much for coming in. We always appreciate you. We'll see you on Sunday.
Live on Sunday? What time are we live on Sunday? 10 till?
No, 9:30 on Sunday.
9.
Oh, actually, we should have said this from the start. So we're having to do a little QVC link up on Sunday morning, and it's during the 9 o'clock show, and I don't know exactly what time it is yet.
So what time does it normally start on a Sunday?
Normally starts at 9:30.
Right.
Now, if we're right at the beginning of the 9 o'clock show on Sunday on QVC, there's every chance we could be live at 9:30, but we don't know for sure because we don't know exactly what time we're on yet. So we will get live as soon as we possibly can on Sunday morning. But for anybody that is normally tuning in dead on 9:30, if we're not quite there yet, please just bear with us. We'll be with you as soon as we can.
So you're going to be on QVC on Sunday?
I'll be on QVC on Sunday.
Can I be on QVC on Sunday?
Yeah, they won't like that.
They won't like it at all because I haven't gone through the training. Oh my gosh! Literally, say you're there. I literally just want to walk in and be like, I'm going to do that.
That would be so funny.
I'm absolutely. Tina won't mind.
Tina will be fine.
Who's Tina? Yeah.
Yeah, so just I'll try and do a post or something. We'll try and do a post out on Sunday morning so that you know roughly what time we'll be live on Sunday morning. But yeah, just got to do a little QVC link up. Come and join me on there during the 9 o'clock show, and then we'll be live here.
I've never been on QVC. I can't believe I'm going to be on Sunday.
You'd be great on QVC.
I love that you're like, please don't. Please don't. This is my profession.
Anne basically saying that her club membership renewed at the end of January, but she hasn't had anything come out in the post yet. Any advice? And I would just recommend get in touch with our customer services team, to be honest with you. If nothing's come out yet, if you can see that it's renewed, it has renewed. Obviously, you want your vouchers and things to come in through. Or apparently, you can get to your vouchers via the website. If you go website. If you go to your membership page, you can actually access your vouchers that way. But yeah, if you're worried, just get in touch with customer services and let them know, and I'm sure they will be able to help you from that point onwards.
What does one wear on QVC, I wonder?
I knew Stu. As soon as you said that, I knew Stu was going to say she dresses up much nicer for QVC.
No.
I put a shirt
on.
on.
A high vis on, and it's like, oh, here we are on location. Who's he?
You're going to do it, aren't you?
100%. I might even walk across the front, so when I get to it eventually, if you're in that set there, going across like this is even more awkward for everyone. That's a long way to go back.
You're not going to climb over now.
For
you're going to go
everyone
round.
Shall
I talk to you about Pierrot instead?
Yeah.
Shall we? So we've got on the table here. So these are all the 3 times 9 centimetres that we've got for you. So it's a selection of various items, but you're all going to. Each one of them you get 3, and they're the 9 centimetre pots. Okay, so Pyrrhus is what we're starting with. This is a spectacular evergreen shrub, and that one is starting with the flowers. Now, I love these flowers. They look very much like lily of the valley flowers.
Yes, they do, actually.
You get these lovely sort of arching stems, a beautiful white lily of the valley looking flowers on here. But what's spectacular is the colours that you get when these come through. You're getting all three varieties. You've got the forest flame, you've got the flaming silver, and you've got the mountain fire as well. Now, the young foliage, the fresh foliage that comes through this amazing sort of pinky, bright red colours on them. And then they sort of age, they turn to greens and creams. You've got different foliage on each of the plants as well. You've got some variegation in there, or you've got the sort of plain colours included as well. Now, the flowers last for several weeks when they appear, and they're actually quite impressive. I always thought that they were quite indistinct, you know, little white flowers, but actually, when they're there, they really are quite impressive. Okay. All of these plants are winter hardy, by the way. There's award-winning ones in there as well. You've got RHS Award of Garden Merit, and these can get nice and big. I mean, they can grow anywhere between sort of 2.5 and 4 metres.
Wow, okay.
It'll take a few years. They're relatively slow growing. I mean, full height, we're probably talking 8 to 10 years before it's going to get to that size, but absolutely beautiful. The foliage when they come through is incredible. The flowers when they appear is awesome as well. And that happens in springtime. So we're talking sort of between April, May, June. That's when you'll start seeing those lovely flowers on there. They do like a bit of ericaceous compost, which is an important thing to get across though. Okay. So do think about that. You can grow them in pots. I've seen them growing in pots quite happily. But these work great if you let them get to full size in those borders.
I love the colours, as you said.
I love the colours.
There's a like... Depending, like we saw the strawberry tree over there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or the fire starters and things. If that's your bag, but you don't want to go pure red the whole time, the peach, almost peachy-esque tones here, like baby pinks, really pretty. And even as you see there, the first shot you saw, within each petal, there's colour variegation too.
I know. I love it, honestly. I mean, there's one that grows where I take my dog for a walk, and I didn't know what it was when I first saw it. I kept walking past it, and I took some pictures on my phone because I was like, that is so pretty. Yeah. And then finally discovered it was a Pyrrhus, and it is the range of colour that you get from that foliage that comes through. And then, the icing on the cake is those beautiful flowers that appear as well.
Here we go, forest flame, flaming silver, mountain fire. I feel like someone might appear in a mirror behind me, having just said that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds like a spell. Mountain fire, blood of newt, forest flame. Sean Ryan. 5112 your items get all three of those. So as you were saying.
Oh, June. Stu's just saying, do you remember the picture June sent us?
Oh.
That is a Pyrrhus. June was up in Scotland, though, wasn't she? And that is one of the, I mean, God, how old is that? That is a really nicely established one. And that is it, sort of in full bloom with all the flowers on there as well. It's incredible.
That's divine, isn't it?
Oh, and Elaine's.
Elaine.
Oh, very nice. Look, Elaine's got hers growing in the corner there up against
a little spot for that, isn't it?
Lovely little spot for it, yeah, very nice. I like getting some customer pictures.
Like that little blue pot in the front of that. It's
very good.
Striking.
Very good.
This whole table is all about 3 9-centimetre pots, isn't it? That was a Pyrrhus first of all.
Absolutely. Pyrrhus collection.
Jasminum.
Jasminium nudiflorum. The nudiflorum. I like this one. It's your winter jasmine that we've got for you here. And you are going to get those 3 pots included. Remember, those 9-centimetre pots. And this is one that flowers on the bare stems.
Already doing it. You can spy it there. Yeah.
So I'm always excited about a plant that has flowers on the bare stems. And this is all about that winter colour, because this will flower for you between November and March.
Right.
Now just think about those months, shall we? Let's think about looking outside in January and February and what is going on in your garden.
Right now, for example.
It's boring, isn't it? A lot of the time. And this
We're waiting.
We are.
Pending.
But we keep talking in this potting shed about trying to get, and I think this is the thing that as gardeners we all want to do. We want to make our gardens look as good as they possibly can all year round. So that every day of the year you can look in the garden and go, that looks amazing, or that looks amazing, or that looks amazing.
That's the goal. And
Jasminium nudiflorum, this is what you're going to be looking at in those winter months, so January or February time, when there is not a lot else going on.
Wow.
I really like the way it grows as well. So it can grow to, a couple 3 metres in height. It'll spread by that much as well. But I actually really sort of like the way that you get this almost tumbling effect that happens with it. And then the flowers that appear all the way along the stems there as well. You get this gorgeous glossy green foliage that follows those flowers. It's going to fill spaces in your borders really, really happily, but you can grow it in large pots as well if you want to. It'll grow in all soil types too, so you don't need to worry too much about, you know, the kind of soil that you've got. It's award-winning. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, and it's really easy to look after. You can trim it to limit the shape. So trim it to your size. Trim it to limits. Coming out with all the catchphrases today.
One. And by ordering right now here today, better than 50% off for club members, down to $13.57 from nearly £30. 511-331. Different number, made it up. 511-331. Rudbeckia is what we were talking about over there, wasn't it? This is what caught us eye from far away.
Yeah, I like Rudbeckia. It's one of my faves. I've got that in my garden, and it's just awesome. Again, so this is about transitioning through from summer to autumn for me. Okay. So it starts flowering for you later on in the summer, but it goes right through into the autumn time too. So I really like the fact that, you know, when a lot of your summer flowers are starting to go away and we're starting to feel sad that summer's gone and, you know, autumn's coming, actually Rudbeckia is the one that just keeps going for you. Right. The flowers last ages on the plant. You know, they stay looking true and good for several weeks. And they form these beautiful clumps too. So they start off, and Stu's going to show you some pictures in a sec of mine. Oh, look how rooty that one is. That's nice and rooty, isn't it?
Nice and rooty.
Really nice and rooty. So again, with these, because they are, they're sort of herbaceous. I mean, I say herbaceous. I left the faded flowers on mine over winter, so all the faded stems, they look great. Yeah, so that's my first, and it's one 9cm pot there. So that was taken, you know, later on in summer, maybe August, September, October time. And that was of one season of growing. So that's what it turned into. There's, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 flowers on that plant. Yep. The next year, this is what it turned into.
Wow, look at the buds.
That's that exact same plant.
It's looking thicker, isn't it?
And you can see how much bigger it's got, how many more flowers. I would say it's doubled in size, certainly doubled the amount of flowers that are on there. So that's what I really like about this. So first year, yeah, you'll get some flowers. Second year, you're going to get even more. Third year, yeah, you're going to get even more. And then you can lift and divide those clumps later on. You're going to get 3 of them. Wildlife love them. They're winter hardy, they're award-winning, they're super easy, and they're bright and cheerful.
Huge. Again, the discounts, I'm not privy to the prices before we get here, but look at that. From £30 down to £12.72. Thank you very much. 3 9cm pots, 560076. So well done getting hold of yours. You know what? I do read the emails. Stu was like that. You do get some information. I do. I look at the words. Yeah. To maybe be able to pronounce them. Yeah. I don't go far enough down the columns to look at the prices.
I know, he tells me off for that as well, because I look at the plants and go, ooh, that's a nice plant, that's a nice plant. I never look at the deal.
Yeah. I'm like, what am I going to have to say? What am I going to have to say? I still don't know, but I try. Black velvet. Oh, look at these.
Formium is... This black velvet is about contrast. Now, somebody commented on one of my videos recently on the Ophiopogon, which is a black grass as well. They commented on it and going, ugh, why would somebody want dark, gloomy plants in their garden?
Did they put
Basically, I think they did actually.
Okay.
I think I'm verbatim quoting that. And what I want to really highlight here is how bright and beautiful that's going to look. I'm going to grab a plant.
Go on.
Let me grab, I mean, just something green, for example, but then once you've got flowers on these as well, this is what this is going to do.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, my lovely. So, let's move some stuff out of the way. I'm just going to bring this in here. Let's put it into the side. Look, can you see the contrast that you get by putting some darker foliage in amongst, near, next to, behind?
The drama, darling.
It is the drama,
yeah,
isn't
I get it.
And I absolutely adore that kind of drama, that kind of contrast that you will get in your garden. Formiums are fantastic for providing that kind of colour contrast. I mean, they get nice and big. They'll get to about 3 feet in height. They have this lovely sort of arching shape to the leaves. They're not like I was going to say like cordyline. They do kind of, they do, yeah, they're not as stiff, are they, as cordyline? They have this lovely sort of tumbling effect to them. It's an assured performer for you. It has these lovely kind of sword-shaped foliage leaves on there. You can get flowers off these as well during the summertime, sort of August, September time. We know it's New Zealand flax, don't we? I think it's fantastic. It's winter hardy, down to about -10, so you don't need to worry about these. And they do get nice big clumps on them. I think they're fantastic. You're getting 3 of them as well, so perfect odd numbers for planting out into your gardens.
Yeah, they're big in those pictures, weren't they?
Yeah, don't plant them too close together. They do get big, they do spread, but having those 3 around your garden gives that lovely natural look. It's odd numbers that give the natural look in the garden.
Rightio.
That's where actual like garden design comes in. I'm not very good at it. I just throw things in.
You're in.
Go. You're going there.
Right, you're basically getting one for free. It's $20.97 from £30. It's 511518. So you will still be sent for free, even though they're bigger than the other ones, for free.
Should we do a root
using
check?
the code after all. Go on
That's
then.
our compost as well there. Oh yeah. There you go. It's all going on underground. They're quite fast growing as well, aren't they, Formiums? I don't think they take too long to get established.
Okay.
Lovely. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Get them.
There we go.
Get
There's
them.
your black velvet. Get them. 511518. Vinca, is that how we pronounce this?
Vinca, yeah, periwinkles. So you're going to get 9 centimetre pots, 3 of them.
Already here. Too sweet.
So these have a really long flowering season as well. I mean, these are a bit precocious. These are starting early. These start normally in around April time and go right the way through April, May, June, July, August, September.
All the months.
You get lots of months of flowers out of these. And these create a carpet of colour. So they're low growing. They don't get massive.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably as tall as they get, maybe 10 centimetres in height, 10, 15, that's it. But they spread. So these spread by 1 metre, maybe a little bit more.
Wow.
So each one of those is potentially going to cover 3 metres of ground for you. So it's about getting that lovely ground cover going on. They like sun spots, but they will also cope in a shady spot as well. So you don't, it's fine. You can choose where to put these, but get that lovely carpet of colour going on. They're perennial, so, they will come back for you constantly. If they get a bit too vigorous, if they spread too far, you can easily just trim them back.
Okay.
They really don't mind that at all. But you just get loads and loads of beautiful flowers from these, from planting them into, different locations. People often use these, actually. You can use these in hanging baskets too.
Right, okay.
So you can put them into hanging baskets and then they'll just tumble and trail. Yeah, or even troughs, and you want to, or you can plant them. If you've got a planter like attached to a wall, and it'll just tumble over the front and hide the wall.
So whether it's like something on the side or like a wall hanger or something like that, or maybe it's in the area where it's not the area between plants or some area in your garden which it's a bit too small to plant properly something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just pop this in there and then away you go and filling that space. Beautiful, aren't they? $17.97. Here we go. The Vincas are 511467. Can we talk pyramids?
Yeah.
Now there are is the other one gone? Oh, it's behind us. There is a ball version as well. Whether it's on the show, I don't know. But it is in stock.
It's in stock. It's on the website.
But we wanted to bring the pyramids because of how striking they are, right?
I love the pyramids. You're going to get both of them.
Yep.
There's no postage to pay. They come in the 21 centimetre pots. We have put them into our helix planters, so just as a serving suggestion, but they will come to you in the nursery pot.
Yep.
Quite like the square pots with them
I
as well.
like the square pots.
That
Good
works,
point.
doesn't it?
But the whole point is, like, so you get a pair of them, so you do get both. That's the perfect picture we were just about to talk about. Framing up a doorway, a windowsill, the sliding doors out to the garden, the path that goes to the garage, or something like that. And if you get several, like Bex was talking about earlier in the show, it could proper guide the way through, couldn't it? Which is beautiful. From 60 down to 38.23. They're worth £30 each anyway. So buy one, get another for $8.23, and free P&P with the code YGTV0725. I think they are striking, and I love how they're already shaped for me. So rather than starting with another one and then I'm going to try and make it like this.
Yeah, no.
You're just maintaining this.
It's just maintaining this, which is maybe twice a year, give it a little prune. The top tip for pruning these is sharp secateurs, first of all, or sharp shears. Sometimes the words just disappear.
Guillotine,
they drop out my brain.
rotary cutter.
I know the word, but it just takes a second.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's something really... How satisfying.
Yeah.
Pruning these.
But do it on a cloudy day. So in the summertime, if you're doing a little prune in summer, just do it on a cloudier day, because when you cut them back, if you do it on a sunny day where you've chopped them, the edges can just go a little bit brown, and then that's going to look rubbish. So just do it on a shadier day.
But not forgetting, you can, with that code, I just mentioned it, but YGTV 0725 on this show lineup alone. That's not website wide, it's UGTV show wide. Free P&P on all orders, no matter the value. Add the pots in as well at the same time if you want to, as long as that transaction has that code. Or if you forgot to, oh man, I'll go back, I didn't put the pots in.
Going back.
Do that again. There's no limit on that. You can check out 1,000 times today and use that code every single time. 1,000 free P&Ps, if you know what I mean. Including the heavy-duty pots.
Yeah, so heavy-duty pots are also in the free postage. We've got them on the YGTV show today. I'm just bouncing on this, so I'm putting a decent amount of weight behind that. These are super strong. These handles are moulded into place. Now, have you had those rubbish, and I've got them in my garden, I have used them, the really floppy...
No, I haven't ever had them, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I've had, they come in all the different bright colours, and I've used them myself in my garden, but I now use them...
Yeah, it's laundry basket stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
I now use them very infrequently because the handles rip and break. I even tried gaffer taping the handle back on. Even gaffer tape didn't keep it in place. So I just don't use those anymore. I've had these, I'd say my oldest one is about 8 years, and I've never broken one. I use it for lots of different things. I keep this in my little shed, and it's got my kneeling pad, because old lady needs to kneel on something.
Everyone needs to kneel.
It's done it when you... it's got my trowel, my little...
golden trowel, no doubt.
My golden trowel. Yep. It's got all my most used gardening items in here. So I go in, I grab this, I go out into the garden, take all that stuff out. That's then where I put all my dead heads and things in before I empty it into the big green bin. I planted things in here, tomatoes, strawberries, apple trees, cordyline, a spring blossom tree, roses. You can plant anything in here. Sean's here in his estate with his Christmas trees planted in them. He decorated those at Christmas because they're not the most attractive pots, I appreciate that, but what he did was he got a Hessian sack and tied a ribbon around it and then put that outside the front of his house so it looked beautiful. There's his tomatoes growing. So you can do all of these things. If you're buying the raspberry canes, you've got those over the last few weeks, you can make a wigwam shape with the raspberry canes inside the pot here and grow your raspberries in here. Temporary home for plants. That euonymus, he has no idea what he's going to do with it. It'll probably stay there forever. But you can have it, and it can if it wants to. You can have this as a temporary home for your plants, like I will later on in the year when I'm moving house. I will be potting stuff up into this pot so that I can keep them and take them to my next house. So there's so many things you can use them for. They're really long lasting and amazing price today on YGTV.
Back in stock. You can see why, isn't it funny? Like, it's nothing to look at, as you just said, but how exciting.
So useful.
That they're back in stock. They are absolutely what they needed. 130011. 4 of them for that price, by the way. 4 of them for £20, even that as a £5 each. £16.99 for 15% off your club discount. 130011. Shall I do a review?
Yes.
Let's review. Let's get ready to scribble these down or put them in your basket on YouGarden.com, and then you press check out to get hold of them. We've Beanering first, is that what I just heard?
Yes,
okay.
Verbena bonariensis.
Here we go then. There we go. Yeah, there he is, just looking across his estates. The rolling fields, beautiful. 560910, 3 of them there in a 9cm pot, and they are quick growers. $12.72 is your discount club price, even on that price point. You used to have to hit a price point, didn't you? Free P&P. Use the code free P&P. Beautiful. Strawberry tree. Here we go. It's one of the favourites on this show, as is the gardenia, as is also the geum. But the strawberry tree. Here it is for you. $17.99. Great price anyway. In a 2-litre pot now. And you can see the fruits and it flowers and obviously evergreen. 510323 to get hold of your strawberry tree. Agapanthus with that popping purple colour, which looks absolutely... There's a couple of purple items on the show, actually. So if that's your colourway and you want to group together... you got your periwinkles as well, you just spied a second ago. Then you could, or maybe not. Maybe you really mix it up, but you haven't got this colour yet. Beautiful, isn't it? The popping purple Agapanthus. 50963. The Buddleia, the tricolour, as Bex was saying. You see Buddleias out there. classic purple tends to be the one. Yours, which, yeah, good points to you in my ear, just better. It'll just look more impressive, better with the tri-colour all mixing and matching and entwining with each other, but with that iconic Budlier, almost like flute, isn't it? Like tunnel shape, which is beautiful. $14.44 is your discount price to get the tri-colour, by the way, 510198. Still to come, we haven't even mentioned this yet with 30 minutes left. Skyscraper lilies are on the show, that UGTV show side of things. Therefore, you can get free P&P on these. You've also got extra savings on these. You've also got 15 bulbs through those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties of the Skyscraper lilies. Said so because they can get incredibly high and incredibly huge if you wish them to. It's 650086 from £40 down to $14.41, an absolute steal. So if you've already got these, you want to order more, or they're for someone else, or your first purchase, let's order them when they are $14.41 compared to $39.95, worth every single penny of, but you can save even more, £23 off. That is the biggest percentage saving on the show. Now then, maybe they're going to go alongside. Bex beautifully demonstrated that the purpose of these, they're dramatic anyway, and a real different change of shade in your garden, but really adds some height, if you wish, really emphasizes evergreens and greenery either side of. So a really important part in your garden displays, but in their own right, incredibly striking with those leaves. 511518. They do grow fiercely, if you like. So you've got 3 of them, so do spread them out for only $17.82. I'm talking club prices there, because anyone can be in the YouGarden club. Hello, you saw a second ago, we were talking about the periwinkles, weren't we? Talking about agapanthus, the popping purple. These double Ellen reds, and we'll show you them live in just a second because they're even more striking there. You can get hold of yours for better than half price. It's £10 to join the club. That'll last you a year. If you make sure it's on auto renew, it'll stay being £10. But now you get 15% off every purchase. 560968 to get the hellebores. The GMs, we're in the top 5 on the show, so well, everybody getting hold of yours and checking out your baskets on YouGarden.com now, right now, or maybe just after 1 o'clock. We've got more to show you, haven't we? But 561219 is that item number. Every product has an item number. You can search by name, you can search by the full description, but the item number makes it easiest, 561219, to get hold of the GM fire starters. The mimosas, really fun little pops of yellow coming up. They're available for you as well, so if you want to get hold of those, you can. Again, you can get ahead of us and you can spy all of the item numbers on YouGarden.com, but then you spy the UGTV side of things. There you go. The big live button too. That's where this whole lineup is. You haven't got to think, oh man, there was one out there from across the website, I'm not getting free P&P on it. YGTV 0725, all week long. That code will give you free P&P on this show lineup. There's your flowering mimosa tree, super huge. You can be full tree size if you wish. 510235. A couple more. The Rebecca. Is that how you say it? Yeah, here we go. Rebecca Gold Sturm is available for you. You saw these in Bex's garden a second ago. Was it these ones? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. How they just bloom and get thicker. There you go. That was the second year on compared to the original purchase. So really self-seeding. 560076, more to the point, for $12.72. Are you going to break them up? Is it a gift for other people or for you? Whatever you want, but 560076. And finally, the gardenia. A bit dramatic pause there, and I liked it. Gardenia, here we go. This was in the top 2 on this show alone, let alone across the website wide, so purely for the last 2.5 hours. 5105301529 is your discount club price. Everybody saves £2. Club members save a further 15% off. Yeah, you can save a further 15% off all of these products and more. But if it's in your basket, let's give you a chance right now. And again, as you can spy, there's even more we haven't shown you yet in the last 25 minutes of the show. But also, I want to make sure you don't forget to press checkout on YouGarden.com. If you haven't joined the club yet, now is the time to do so, as you've heard. Not just for the extra savings, but there's even more included there too. If you want to see two fabulously looking people in their best jumpers, here you go.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
There they are. Was that all done in one day? One take, done?
I mean, it was not one take, but it was very quick. Sean always laughs about this because there's one particular line in there.
Yeah.
I had the wordiest, longest
you had
bit.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did take me about 8 takes, didn't it, to get it? It was hard. It was hard. It was really wordy.
Do you remember it now?
Not a clue.
No.
But yeah, we did it in an afternoon. It was a fun day. Enjoyed it.
Good.
But what was most fun about it was we knew that this new club thing was happening, and we were so excited about it, and we filmed it a good 4 at least weeks before we were allowed to really say anything. So we were like holding on to the secret. We hinted a lot at all the customers and letting them know that some exciting stuff's about to happen with the club, which is that you now get 15% discount on all your orders. I'm not going to do it. You've just seen it.
Just seen it.
It used to be 10%. It's now 15. Woo!
Yeah. When I saw
amazing.
this, I was like, because you used to have another one that said £40 or something like that, and I was like, that's still a great offer. Weirdly, I was thinking on the way, and I know we're talking about the
we're going to go Tower Pot and Star Jasmine.
Like over the years, especially in recent times, like we've been lucky to work in this industry and work for a number of different channels. A lot of us work for the same channel, but now since things have changed, lots of different ones. There is no other club that I've ever worked for that's as good as the YouGarden Club.
It's true, yeah.
For free P&P, for 15% off, for the voucher code you get, for activating the double up, like just by typing in, you haven't got to fill in a survey, just by typing in a promo code, you then get stuff like free P&P. Seriously, there's no other channel like that in this industry, and it's credit to you guys for doing that. Like it's amazing.
Me so happy.
So then when I saw this board, I was like, you don't want to pick up the wrong one, right? I don't want to be the guy who comes on and goes, and you're like, no, it's £40 actually. Yeah, like it's on all orders.
Yeah.
Just for that. Anyway, So well done, everyone.
Well done, everybody.
Well done, you guys. Lovely stuff. Now, we should talk tower, planter and trellis.
Yeah. So, again, regulars, sorry, I do keep saying the same thing. I've got 5 of these.
5.
And that's not me trying to brag and boast. I just want to tell you how good they are. I wouldn't get 5 of, if I got 1 and it was rubbish, I'm not going to go back and get another 4, am I?
More for you. I'll buy another 4.
No, I've got 5 of them, and that's because I really, really like this item. So this is what you can get from this. It's quite amazing.
It's under there somewhere, is it?
It's under there, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
there it is, just
top,
poking about the top. You can get these kinds of displays. It depends what you're planting in there, obviously. So I've got clematis in. Well done, Stu. Wow, that was. No, that's a wisteria. I haven't got clematis at all. I was thinking wisteria. I said clematis.
Okay.
This is my wisteria. This was right at the end of the summer.
Is that a heavy-duty pot?
No, it's this.
Oh, God, of course it is.
You can see at the bottom, look. So
looking for handles.
You can't see the trellis, though, can you?
No, you can't.
And that's the point here. So when you've got your plant...
That's the point of what we're talking about, Dan.
Once you've got your plant growing around it, this actually all gets obscured. I've got another one with Trachlospermum growing in it, the star jasmine. So I've got one growing in there as well. I've got another one which has got my flame lily in, which is the one that lives in the conservatory because that plant needs protection.
Yes.
And I've got 2 that currently I've got nothing in because I used them for my sweet peas last year. So those are free. I'm not growing sweet peas this year. I've decided not to. But I need some more climbing plants to put in the other.
Okay.
So I need some climbing plants to put in the other 2. So this is for anything that climbs, really. I would not suggest roses, and I wouldn't... not roses, not thorny roses, but certainly... They need a bit more space than this, and also the stems get quite thick. They need trellises and things like that to climb up. But yeah, your honeysuckles, your clematis, your wisterias, your trachlospermums, these are absolutely perfect for that. Now, it comes to you in the 4 separate parts that you can see here. So you get the base, and then you get the 3 sections. This clicks into the base, this clicks into that one, and this clicks into that one. You can see around, there it is, just there, look, that's where it clips into place.
Okay.
You can unclip them as well with a little bit of care, otherwise you snap the clips, so do it carefully. But you can unclip them if you want to. I just leave mine built, so they sit around the side of the house, that's fine. Yeah. They've got big holes here for you to be able to get your hands in so that you can help manipulate the plant if you need it to go in a certain direction. And I do have big hands, by the way. It's not that I'm just using
Maybe that's why I think you're tall.
A little girly hand. Can you get your hand in there?
Hey, too easy.
So
My feminine hands.
I was just looking at your hands. You've got quite slim hands, haven't you? My hands are on the... Yeah. I got big hands.
Big old shovels.
You can...
Imagine her scooping up compost.
You can get your hands in. The great thing is that you've got 360 degrees of colour here. So if you've got this in the middle of somewhere, if you're looking at it from the other side of the garden, it looks great. If you're looking at it from this side of the garden, it looks great.
Yes.
Trellis up against the wall, you're just looking at one side. This, you can walk all the way around the plant and see it. Obviously, turn it every now and then. There's a top tip. If you've got a south-facing garden, you just have it this way. It's all going to grow this way. So turn it.
Which you can, that's the point.
It's self-contained. So when I move house, my wisteria is coming with me.
So again, when I'm growing things to eat, or like tomatoes, etc., and I'm having it on the patio, I'm thinking like I know a lot of people have gardens and things, but also a lot of people don't have gardens. Just like a patio area.
Perfect patio, perfect for balconies.
Yes,
balcony. Great for smaller spaces of
that.
garden as well. So it does work in so many different
The thing is, like, maybe you live in rented or something like that, and you can't drill something on the wall because you don't want to put a hole in something, or you're not that DIY-y. Oh, hello. There's like a hanging basket demo.
Well, somebody asked us about this the other day and said, does a 9-centimetre pot fit in that hole? And we were like, yeah. So you can buy these things called, we do it on our website, it's called Wonderwall.
Wonderwall?
Which is like... It's
Somebody asked me if I liked Wonderwall. I said maybe.
Little Oasis joke there for you, anybody that...
No?
We have this thing called Wonderwall, and it kind of slats in together, and they're little pots basically for you to be able to sit your pots in, so you can create a living wall from it.
Yep.
Well, you could do something like that with this as
well.
well.
How cool is that?
And that would just tumble and trail. And you could just change it over. You could put herb pots in it. There's loads of different things you could do with it.
That's a really cool idea.
I tell you what, I'm going to do with mine. I completely forgot to do it this year at Christmas time. So I got those 2 that weren't being used. What I meant to do was get a load of Christmas lights.
Okay.
And wrap them around this, and then I've got like a Christmas tree made out of my.
That's
and
very
I've completely
cool, isn't it?
forgot to do it, so I'm definitely going to be doing it this winter.
A bit like the black velvet we were seeing before. That could be super lightweight still, moved around.
Yeah, it's
just
really
a huge light display. I love that. Do it, please.
So cool, isn't it?
Right, you can do the exact same thing. Say proclamations or wisteria or whatever you want to. $24.99.
Oh yes, we did send some pictures. You're right.
Oh, nice. Very quickly, 130461 to get your tower planter and trellis.
I meant to do this earlier when we were talking about the Rudbeckia. Yes, Rude sent pictures of her Rudbeckia that she's got planted.
Okay.
They're in our lovely Alhambra pots, so she's getting those started. Look, yeah, so you can start seeing that lovely foliage starting to appear there, and then they're going to grow beautifully this year. I reckon they're going to need transplanting at some point, Ruth, but you're absolutely fine. You've done the right thing starting them off in those pots. Hang on, ferns, here we go. So she's got a ferns. She did comment on this saying her ferns have arrived and they are just living happily in their little mini greenhouse at the moment.
And that little greenhouse is from here, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, that's this kind of idea of how things are delivered to you.
That's the packaging, so it keeps it nice and secure, but they can sit there for a little while. But you can plant those out, they're winter hardy, so you can go out. Yes, Lawrence did say I meant to attach a photo. So here is the picture of Lawrence's gardenias. So he was saying about how he bought these gardenias. They've survived a couple of winters. They're still small, and they are slow growing. They are slow growing. But there they are. Look, he's got one that side and one the other side there. So he's saying he got flowers from them. They've survived the winters, and they're looking beautiful. And the gardenia that we've got on the show today, obviously, that is a more established one. So it comes in the 2-litre pot. We know they're slow growing. So if you can, go for the larger one, because then you're taking a year or 2 off the growing on bit.
Yes, they have indeed. Thank you for all your emails coming in, your comments on YouTube, your comments on Facebook as well. That's absolutely divine, isn't it?
I love it. I love getting messages from customers. It's really cool.
It's all changed, different
Don't forget
EMP things. What?
I know, it's all changed.
iPads. What?
It's all changed.
Right, we're going to talk here for a second, can we?
Yes.
At the start, Jasmine is on the show. 1619, very quickly, 550229. We haven't even shown you this once yet, so sorry to get to, but there's an awful lot to show you. That's why we fly quite quickly through bits and bobs. Does this need support when growing?
Yeah. This is a climbing plant, absolutely. So it does need some support. It's going to be supplied as it is right now, and you can see it's on a bamboo cane at the moment, which has just been sort of tied into place. So it's got these little green ties around it, just holding it.
Yeah,
it's just holding it into place. So when you get it home, you're going to release it from the bamboo cane and from those little green ties that we've got there. I'm really struggling to get this out, aren't I?
You're doing a great job.
So what I'm going to suggest here is don't completely build your tower pot if you're going to grow this in a tower pot, obviously. What you want to do is, I was talking earlier about stressing your climbing plants. So don't let it just go directly upwards. Plant it in, if you're going into a tower pot, this counts no matter what you're growing it up. So if we're going into here, we're going to release that from there, but I'm not just going to let it go straight up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it go this way, and then I'm going to make it go back on itself, and then I'm going to make it come back this way and go back on itself. That stresses the plant. It then sends out more shoots, which means you get more foliage, which gives you the perfect backdrop for all of those beautiful jasmine flowers.
Thicker and healthier, isn't it, as well? So that's a great idea.
And jasmine flowers, again, jasmine's another one that's used in perfume, because you get that lovely scent. I really like the pinwheel, sort of star-shaped blooms that you get from them.
The toppers,
No, this is cool. So this actually happens in winter time. So you get lovely sort of glossy green foliage from here, but you also get in winter time, sort of autumn it starts, you get this lovely bronze-coloured tinge to the leaves, but it doesn't drop them. Normally you get that colour change and it drops its leaves, but it doesn't drop its leaves. It stays that colour all year round. Likes a sunny spot, but actually, we've been asked this question a lot lately, what climbers can I grow in shade? And Trachlospermum is one that you can grow in a part shady position. I'm not going to say full shade, deep shade, but it can grow in a little bit, As long as it gets a little bit of sun, you'll be fine with jasmine.
There you go.
In a shady spot.
Rightio. Now, we've got 15 minutes odd left on the show, and there's other items we haven't shown you. So let's crack straight on.
Okay.
The peony in front of you is the first one I spy.
Bowl of Beauty. We know
Beauty.
this one in the potting shed. We brought this one a few times, but not everybody has got it yet. So here you're going to be getting a triple pack included. Now, this one, look.
Oh! OMG.
Look at that. That's the kind of quality that we are talking about. That's what the bare root looks like. You can see where all of that amazing growth is going to come from. When you get it home, plant it, but give it a soak first. You can plant this out. Yeah, look, that's got 3 shoots on there as well. So we're talking about really good quality here. So get those soaked in a bowl of water and then you can plant these out. They are winter hardy. They are incredible. And the blooms you can get on here, they can be up to 20 centimetres in diameter. So we're talking 5-6 inches across. It looks like a flower in a flower, and that's what I really like about this one. It does look like 2 flowers have been put together here. It's hardy, it's perennial, it's bushy, it's glorious. First year you might get a few flowers. Second year you'll definitely get some. Third, fourth, fifth year you're talking many flowers. And peonies are incredibly long-lived perennials. These can be in your garden for decades.
$12.74 in the club delivered price. No wonder we had to quickly leg it to there, because you've already found it on YouGarden.com, 580006, and you get 3 bare roots for that. Next to there, just to quickly recap, we've got our hellebore.
Yeah, hellebore, winter flowering, so amazing flowers at this time of year. Perfect partner for your snowdrops, or maybe you've got some of the lovely Christmas Carol, the white-coloured hellebores that we've brought to you previously. Really bushy, really gorgeous, you know, evergreen foliage on there. Whoopsie.
Coming through.
Evergreen foliage on there, and the flowers that you've got on. Oh, this is rooty. Hang on.
Oh, now.
Hang on.
This is rooty.
This one is a.
Go on, Bex. This is rooty.
Oh my word! It's really
rooty.
Do it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes. Check that out. Oh my word. Yeah. Get these in your garden, and these will delight you every single year in around February time through to March, through to April. Lovely colour, like Victoriana style, I think, to the shape of the flower, to the colours that you've got there as well. Beautiful shades, and they're really easy to look after. Plant them in a dappled shade spot, plant them under trees, under bushes, in that dappled shade spot, and every year those will delight you. They'll spread, they'll multiply. I love them.
They're ready to go now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're ready to go.
Get them right now.
Get
560.
They're quite big as well,
yeah.
I will say. I mean, I can't guarantee they're all going to be that big. We've got one like this, for example, but there's a lot of the stock that are looking like this. So grab them while they're
all growing in the same place after all, aren't they? Just outside that door. 560968, your item number. We've talked about Daphne a lot on this show, so let's quickly show her. Shall we? The perfume princess.
Lovely fragrant flowers that we've been talking about, actually, with the gardenia and the Daphne and the jasmine. So Daphne Perfume Princess, this is one of the longest flowering of the Daphnes. And these have got those lovely buds starting to appear on the plant right now.
Yeah.
Now, actually, my Daphne's been flowering for a few weeks already, but mine's a bit more established. So once you get yours in the ground and get them established, sort of next year, what I would be expecting is that you get some really nice early flowers from here. Sort of anywhere between February, March, April. Absolutely fragrant. I mean, whenever we go to where the Daphnes are kept, Stu's like, all right, go and have a sniff. Because I cannot stay away from that Daphne. It is the most beautiful scent. The clusters of flowers that you get on here are just delightful. Lovely blush tones and slightly darker pink colours as well. It's probably one of the most fragrant shrubs that you will ever get in your garden. It is so fragrant. It can get nice and big if you want it to. It can get to 4 feet height and spread, but very slow growing. So it's going to take many years for it to get to that sort of size. Evergreen. They do like a little bit of ericaceous compost, don't they, Daphnes, though? So be mixing a bit of ericaceous into the ground.
Okay, there you go. Beautiful, isn't it? $17.99, 511038. I know we're going quicker and quicker as we move on to the lantern tree, but do go on YouGarden.com and then absolutely do click on the live YGTV, YouGarden TV, YGTV section, because that's where the promo code works, right? That's where this lineup is. That's why I'm saying I'm giving you item numbers, but you haven't got to remember them. Just the live now, click on it. Of course, you can watch it there, but underneath that, watch on your big screen TV, as Bex was saying. You've got YouTube on your smart TV. Click it there, of course. You can watch it on your phone. Maybe you're out and about. Maybe on your tablet and things. Maybe you watch on Facebook. Does Amanda watch us on the bus? Why not? this is where I've watched you guys in the gym before.
Have you?
Yes. Now I quickly stop what I'm doing to send Sean some abuse on the feed. Hello, Sean. Blah, 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 blah. Did I? Someone said,
if you enjoy spam, listen to Dan.
If you enjoy spam, listen to Dan.
How rude. Here, look, rush in here.
If you enjoy spam, listen to that. I don't know who that is. But I enjoy it.
Ah, love it. Thank you very much.
You're on board, Russian ear. That's great. And we didn't think of it. That's why I need your help. I'm gutted, I'm back on Sunday. Okay, 510165 is that Chilean lantern, Bex?
Ah, Chilean lantern. This is another one that needs that ericaceous compost, so do bear that one in mind. If you've already got ericaceous compost, in the soil there, great, go for it. If not, you might want to consider growing this in a pot. Or, do you know what, my mum added something into the ground and it turned the ground ericaceous. That's quite an interesting one. Yeah, because she planted a load of lavender. You can get some kind of additive or something or other. Never used it myself, but yeah, she's doing really well with it. Anyway, add a touch of exotic interest in your garden with this. I do think it looks really quite unusual. This is what I really like about this one. Those flowers, those lantern-like flowers that hang from the branches on this just are incredible. It's an award-winning plant. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. It is evergreen, which is brilliant. So you get all that winter interest. And the flowering season on this is quite long. Sort of from about May, these should be starting to appear for you. June, July, into August. That's quite a good few months of flowers you get on there.
For under £10?
I know.
For what, $9.34?
Yeah.
That's tremendous, isn't it? 510165. Azalea. We haven't seen this yet, have we?
No.
No, I thought not.
No.
Squeezed it in. Here we go. We might spend more time with this on Sunday, but this being Thursday, you can shop right now.
Yeah, I love azalea. The flowers that you get are so showy. And actually, when it's in full bloom, they kind of cover the plant.
Those would really pop against the black velvet, wouldn't they?
Oh, they absolutely would. Yes. Formium with those. Oh. And I like orange and purple, actually. I think orange and purple, they're kind of, it's got a bit of an Halloween feel to it.
Yeah.
I think they're opposite on the colour wheel, which means that they're perfect combination as well. So I just love those together. So, these may be near where you've got your agapanthus. Oh, no, they won't be flowering then. But if you can, something purple, that would be really gorgeous together. It's an outstanding orange colour. They're really showy, glossy flowers that you get from these. You've got the evergreen foliage. It's nice and dark green, so it's the perfect contrast. And the flowers do smother that foliage. Really, they're pretty slow growing. Azaleas aren't vigorous, so they're great for growing in pots. But if you want to plant them out, these will get to, a good metre size, sort of height and spread here, but perfect for growing in pots as well if you want to. These have been really popular on one of the other places that we sell, actually. So I'd love for people to get hold of these.
There you go. But you've got a code here.
Yeah, you've got a code. You'll get better value here, to be perfectly honest.
You've got 3 here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Come
to us.
Come on then. 511502. We've got 5 minutes.
Quick.
You can still check out after the hour if you're building your basket right now. YouGarden.com. If you've missed it, you can rewind all the way back to 10 o'clock if you want to. Watch it tonight if you want to. That code will still live because the code changes every week. Maybe you're going to shop tomorrow on Friday. Happy Valentine's Day on Friday. Maybe you're going to watch on Sunday. Who knows?
I did think that. I went into Tesco yesterday and I just got bombarded as soon as I walked through the door of all of the cut flowers. Like, the whole place has just been taken over with
it has. But did you not think...
all the cut flowers.
I wonder why that is.
Didn't even register.
No.
Didn't even register.
Is he about? Was he away working?
No, he's here, actually. He's coming back today.
Oh, so you got a chance to
he never does anything.
Doesn't get your card?
He never does anything.
Okay.
He's not into Valentine's.
Did you get him a card?
I think I stupidly said once when we first started dating many years ago, I'm not bothered about Valentine's, in an attempt to impress him, and then that stuck and he's never done anything since.
He listened to you and acted on it. Kev, what are you doing?
G and
I like that, trying to be cool. Yeah. I'm not fussed about
I don't care.
I'm not like the other girls.
And then
I'm not fussed about Valentine's.
Where's my perfume? Valentine's present. 20 years on, it's not going to happen now, is it?
It's worked out quite well.
GM Firestarter, I'm so glad that this is one of your favourites today. Well done for getting yours. You're going to get 3 of the 9cm pots. GMs are just fantastic little plants anyway. You know, they have this lovely mand of foliage that appears. These flowers rise up on these lovely tall stems out the top of there. The colour of this one, Firestarter, what a great name.
Absolutely.
You got lovely red, semi-double, ruffled blooms on here. Pollinators absolutely adore them. It's wildlife friendly, it's winter hardy, and it forms clumps as well. I love a clump forming plant.
Beautiful, isn't it? All 3, 561219. Well done checking out your baskets there. Better than half price by being
That's a great price.
Isn't it just, yeah, by being in the club. Now, very quickly, we've got a few minutes left. Sunday is the next live potting shed show.
We will be live at some point between 9:30 and 10, hopefully.
So normally it's 9:30.
Normally it's 9:30.
It might be.
But we are doing a quick link up to QVC, so please come in and join us on QVC. We just don't know exactly what time that's going to be yet. I'll be getting the details hopefully later on today. So yeah, we're just going to do a quick link up there, and then we will be into the YGTV show from that point. You'll be back to join me, won't you?
I'll be there.
Hurrah.
Lurking. So when you see Bex on QVC, I will literally be here.
Trying to put me off or something.
Waiting. No, we'll be nothing but professional, of course.
No, of course we will. Of course we will. So yeah, come and join us again on Sunday. Did we get through everything? No, we've still got stuff today that we didn't actually show you, so we might get to some new stuff for you.
Yeah, a little bit more time hopefully on Sunday, therefore we'll be going to different bits and bobs as well, but the code will still remain. But the Firestarter is on the screen for you, 561219.
Oh, yes, go for the formiums as well. These would look great together, wouldn't they? We're talking about the...
the black velvet.
We're talking about the contrast that you can get with those. Do you want to go to it, Stu? All right, good.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So yeah, you've got the 3 formiums called the black velvet. So this is all about creating that lovely contrast. It's so dark in colour. I adore formiums. I think they're fantastic. And yeah, just plant that amongst other plants in your garden. That dark colour is what gives you that amazing contrast. Plus, actually, the shape of the leaves, because obviously you've got the sword-shaped leaves on here, but then, you know, the softer foliage that you get on other plants, that gives you that contrast.
It does a bit of hiding of areas maybe you don't want to spy anymore that aren't so appealing in your garden. But yeah, any dark colour will make a brighter colour even brighter.
Totally.
So the pinks, the whites, even whites, the oranges and reds on this show. So you know, the Firestarter is a perfect example, as is the strawberry trees, etc.
Yeah.
But do get hold of the black velvet. It's 511518. Tricia, if we can.
Tricia White Dazzler. So there's a few varieties of choice here, and this one I just think is really, really beautiful. The foliage on this one's quite interesting.
Isn't it just? Yeah.
Nice sort of fine foliage that you get on this one, whereas the one I've got is much bigger foliage, and I like that. Then, later on, sort of normally about April, May time, this is when the flowers start appearing, and choiceas are often known as the Mexican orange blossom, because the scent that you get from that blossom is just delightful. It's got a lovely sweet citrus scent on it. Evergreen plant, completely winter hardy, grows in a nice, neat, compact shape, so you don't have to worry too much about maintenance and pruning. An occasional trim every now and then is all you need to really do with this. Water it well until it gets established, obviously, but after that, choices are pretty low maintenance and drought tolerant as well. You can even train these into forming a hedge for you too, which would be really nice. Like, a lot of people just have them as a border plant, individual items in a border, but you can actually grow them into sort of a bit of a border as well. They grow to about 1 metre, maybe 1.20 metres, so we're probably talking a slightly lower hedge, but yeah, you could.
Good, it's completely up to you what you want to do. What's your space, where it's going to go, front door, back door, garden, whatever you want. 511002. Right, we are out of time. We will be live on Sunday, maybe from 9:30, maybe at 10 to 10, maybe somewhere in the middle, but it will be happening, so do not worry about that. It will definitely be here, watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, but you'll be back on TikTok this afternoon, right?
This afternoon, about 2 o'clock, so just get everything changed around in here, and then we'll go live.
And definitely follow, if you're not on TikTok yet, follow YouGarden. If nothing else, just so that little counter can go back up, because there's lots of big things planned for when that gets to 18,000. Rebecca, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for your company.
Thank you guys for having me along. I will see you on Sunday with the team, but right now, check out your baskets, yougarden.com. Thank you, Bex.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you live on Sunday, but you can shop throughout the week.